Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. We step away from Call of Cthulhu this week, but what fun we had last week, even with the internet dropout that happened towards the end. A lot of spooky fun. Thank you for bearing with us on that one as well, because we know we did go significantly over, but a lot to unpack, and definitely a game I think we're going to revisit in the future. That being said, this is episode 70 of Campaign 2, and we step back into the world of the Planar Detective Agency and all their antics. So, with that being said, let's recap. Last time on Malt and Magic, our adventurers took to the skies aboard the trusty skyship, the Ebon Mirth, along with Romeo Lightswift and crew, setting course for Stonebark Village. And there a reunion was filled with emotion as Jewel embraced her family, and the wider Of Shadows family welcomed back the Planar Detective Agency as my lights do all sorts of crazy shit right now. This is really blue. We'll sort that out in a moment. But yes, the wider Of Shadows family reuniting and welcoming back the wider Planar Detective Agency, including some new faces for them in Callum and Takami, but very much with open arms. Amidst these heartfelt moments, Cavern commissioned a pair of wedding rings from Page of Shadows, while Edgius claimed his new sword, bestowing upon it the name Heron in memory of his son. The visit then took a mysterious turn when Jewel discovered that Mayanora's grave had very much been disturbed, her remains missing, and traces of necromantic energy lingering ominously. With little time to ponder, the party hastened their departure, arriving at Dryad's Gate a mere 2 days later, and the city now under a heavy military watch, presenting potentially some new challenges, but also learning that the elders of Morse Tacey were missing, and that particular city is now under martial law, which adds to the tensions of the Dryamirian region. In their quest for answers, Jewel sought out Brom of the Moors. I believe it was Jewel. Correct me if I'm wrong in a minute, party. But sought out Brom of the Moors, uncovering that Mayanora had recently been sensed in the city, or could be sensed in the city, her echo as such. And now, with tasks piling up, the party plans to meet with Elogius Gibbon to expand their franchise, and then with L'Oreal Soulbracker to retrieve a crucial ring of spell storing. How difficult was that as a phrase? Retrieve a crucial ring of spell storing. As these tasks wrap up, then, their sights are set on Eleanor, determined to confront and resolve the bounty placed on them by the Serpent's cloak. So with that being said, of course, there will be adult language and adult humour. This is also a very much adult stream as well, so there may be mature themes that are not suitable for everyone, or folks may not always be comfortable with. If you do feel in a certain way at any certain time, feel free to step away and come back and join us later. And yes, I think that's it. So with that, and with that intro, which I massively screwed up, but meh, yeah, let's see what tonight's episode has in store then. Let's roll.
Big 7-0.
Damn.
A big 7-0. So there we go. Of course, still a big blank square on our screen this week in Campaign 2. As we all miss Danny terribly. No, we don't. The fuckers at work. So Enjoy, mate. No, I'm kidding. Danny is, of course, taking, or has, unfortunately, got work commitments this evening, so will not be with us, but will be joining us next week as we dive back into Monster of the Week episode 2, and the following weeks when we've got some big surprises in store, but more on that later as I just tilt my camera down a little bit. So with that being said, and I'll stop using that phrase in a minute, let's run down our lineup. Call of Cthulhu has totally screwed my head, is all I'm going to say. But I am your Dungeon Master for this evening. I am Matt. I will also be playing the sidekick characters of primarily Takami and Callum, but then every other NPC that these tossers decide to throw at me as well.
Hello, I am Dave, and I am playing Jewel of Shadows, the female Tabaxi rogue. And I also realised today that next week is Monster of the Week, and that means I've got to get my shit ready for episode 2. So balls to that one.
Yeah, I've got a week to decompress and try and figure out then what I'm going to do the week after.
Yes.
Should be rolling around real quick.
Yes.
I am Tom, the father half of Homie and the Dude. I'm playing Kevin Buckland, a human barbarian / paladin, and I'm in a rocking chair, which could get annoying. I don't know.
I mean, it's either that or you're going to get bored halfway through and go for a nap.
Fuck's sake. What's up, everyone? I'm Bodhi, son half of Homie and the Dude, playing Edgius Bones Jones, the Bard Sorcerer, and as always, ready to razzle motherfucking dazzle. So let's kick it off.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, without having to state the obvious, Danny, who is not with us, of course, plays Lex Ordo, our Yuan-Ti sorcerer, who is currently in the depths of the Ebon Mirth, tinkering with Dis. And I mean, not tinkering with Dis.
So like, what?
Performing tinkering tasks alongside Dis.
I mean, technically, we're not sure about that.
We're not sure which one it is.
Yeah, we are not sure about that.
Weren't they going on a date last time? Wasn't that?
We were going to.
I'm going to caveat. You were going to set them up,
right?
Yeah.
That's not going to happen until Danny comes back, and then he can choose.
Absolutely.
So basically, it's happened, and it's the day after.
Oh dear, we're so mean.
Very good then. So tonight we begin then, having sort of had that revelation from Brom of the Moors about Mayonora's Echo supposedly heading off east somewhere through the city of Dryad's Gates. But sort of realising in that moment there's not a huge amount you can do, your attention now turns to Elogius and also L'Oreal Soulbracker. Now, I can't remember the way the party split, but I think Cavan and Edgius had headed off to Elogius, and Jewel and Callum had headed off to Brom to go and sort that out, to then go to L'Oreal Soulbracker of Soulbracker's Sundries as well. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Tom went with Jewel and I went with Callum.
There we go. There we go. I knew there was some mix-up there. Yep. No, that's cool. Thank you. Keeping me honest there.
I do think that, for Cavan and Jewel were then going to go to the shop afterwards. So
yes, you were indeed.
We've done Brom. Not that way, not like that. Mind out of your gutter.
Nope.
But no, we're going to go to the shop afterwards. But we will lead off with what Edgius was doing.
We are going to indeed. So Edgius,
What are you,
having descended.
Yo, Dave. You're not DMing until next week, homie.
I'm just trying to get it clear in my head. This is not me hijacking the DM at all.
Dave just needs 20 minutes to figure out his own shit.
Yes, that was me very, very quickly persuading someone to do something else that doesn't involve me.
Pass the baton.
I can see how tonight's going to go then. Very good. So, as we sort of snap cut away from Jewel, Cavan and Brom, then we join Edgius and Callum, and I assume Takami as well, as the three of you wander off towards Gibby's or Gibbons, the tailor shop, where the Planar Detective Agency franchise sort of began, with your loft room where a A lot's happened. You've been attacked by shadows. You've tortured a dwarf, or half elf, half dwarf. You've had heart-to-hearts on the roof with Cavern, and various things have happened in this city in a short space of time as well. To the point where it probably holds greater meaning than anybody would have thought. So, in this moment, Edgius, what are you doing?
I like to imagine that we cut to inside the Gibby's tailor shop. And I like to imagine that Edgius is stood with one foot on a stool, his katana or wakizashi drawn, pointed at the old lady who is the secretary for the Planar Detective Agency here in Dryad's Gate, as he basically is like, and that is when we got back from the Feywild. Next up, we got onto an airship. It was crazy. And then he starts like swishing it around, and Takami and Cam have clearly been stood here for like an hour. Gibby is like probably stitching something over in the corner, and the old lady is probably stunned.
Yeah, so Callum has literally found a seat and is like head back just snoring. Takami's got her head in her hands like, my God, does this guy ever shut up? And the old lady's just there like, I missed a little bit there. You said something about the Danger Protection. This is the Danger Protection Agency. How can I help you, sir?
You're damn right it is, Dolores. I don't even know if that's your name, but it's Dolores now. Can we get her, Gibby, can we get her a name thing here that says Dolores, the secretary of the Danger Detective Agency?
I've been trying to get her out of this shop for the last week, and she just won't. She thinks this is her home now. What have you done?
Gibby, you know what we've done. Look, we've
caused me more chaos. Yes.
We have franchised. We have enterprised. We are expanding. And guess what? We are gonna make you, and you're lucky, Gibby. You're like, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're lucky, because I'm also gonna tell you something else that I did for you that you're gonna freaking love as well. But just so you know, you are going to be a branch manager of the Planar Detective Agency in Dryad's Gate.
So many corporate words.
Gibby.
So many corporate words in the last minute is unbelievable. I feel like we need to send something up the flagpole and see how it sticks. Like,
Elodius is there with like a needle and thread halfway through a piece of material. Does this mean you are ready to pay your bill?
Now, look, this is important for you to understand that I, Edgius, am not the treasurer of the Planar Detective Agency. That is not I don't do the accounting. I am like what they call like creative director and ideas man. So what I would say is, if you would like to sort out the bill for whatever it was you believe we owed you, because as far as I knew, our tab was clear. But if you would like to do that, you would need to contact my colleague Lex, who is currently diddling an engineer in the engine, as far as I understand it.
Gibby's just going to be there. I don't know why I bothered. So does this branch manager come with a salary?
Yes, and there will be many more things for you. Like, I think we're looking at dental. I believe that Jules is looking into dental at the moment for people. I believe that's something we're doing while we're here. But anyway, look, Gibby, the point is, now that you're branch manager and Dolores here is your number one man on the job, your number one badass. She's the bodyguard, she's the security, she's the secretary. She's also your PA. She's she's doing all the notations. Look, now that you two are a solid team, we need to actually hire some detectives to work here while we're off saving the world, which, by the way, I'm not sure if you got from our story, we're basically saving the world.
Oh, is that what you were talking? So when you said creative director, what you actually meant was you're full of shit. And at this point, Dolores chimes in and goes, Dolores? She died last year. Yes, good. So yes, you're full of shit. I imagine this is
shit.
what.
No. Seriously, please. Insight check me, Gibby. And I will promise you that there is no shit to be found here. I actually promise you. Everything I told you up
Gibby
to this
pulls
point.
out a D20.
Takami.
Throws it at him.
Takami, back me up here. Didn't everything I just say actually happen? And we're enterprising in Union City and all the stuff. Everything. We talked about all this on the journey here. Back me up, Takami.
You are 2,000% on your fucking own, and she exits.
Look, she's currently on a disciplinary for continuing to say that I said something that I didn't actually say. She just keeps bringing it up, and so she's currently facing disciplinary action. Gibby, as you can see, we run a tight ship here.
You definitely said you needed me.
Shh. It's going to be another demerit on her account. I'm gonna have to take that up with the other bosses. Take it to the Council of Detectives. So Gibby, the point being is, I'm gonna basically do so. We're basically gonna start recruiting detectives to work for the Planar Detective Agency to just make the world a safer place. Imagine this: a group of people walking around with unparalleled legal immunity, going around and exercising that as they so please based on a personal basis while solving crimes, or that's at least what they're going to say to people. That's what we're going for. It's like, kind of like, in the East they have that, the I think it's called the police, or the police. They have those out in the East. It's kind of similar to that, but we're like a lot more legit. There's a whole lot less racism within our organization. We're actually going to work for the people. We're genuinely going to try and do good things in the cities that we go to. And we did that at Union City, by the way, Gibby. We did awesome.
I apologize to anybody that may be a member of the police and knows somebody that's in the police.
He didn't say the police. He said the police.
That's fucking Malt Magic Council.
On your forehead.
Yeah.
I hope my phone's not listening right now. Sorry, FBI.
I do apologise. We just seem to have lost Boney. There was this crack. He's just disappeared.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Yes. But so, Gibby, we are going to be hiring people, and the way we are planning on doing that is we're going to do a remote system. So you don't have to interview them. All you have to do is collect their information and then essentially give them the means at which to contact us, and we'll interview them to save you the process.
Okay, so I'm assuming I can negotiate a cut of this, because I'm assuming I don't get paid, but they will?
No, you're going to get... No, you're actually, like, on the top of our list. I mean, like, Dolores, and then, like, Callum, and then, like, Takami, and then, like, Mace, and then, like, Bronze. But you're on the list, Gibby. You're there. So we're gonna get you that money. I swear, dude. And not only that, we're gonna get you dental. Like I said, we're gonna get you lots of material for your suits. Many materials, all of them actually.
Let's think about this a different way then. If we do this, are you going to get no premises outside of my shop?
See, here's the thing. Hear me out. Great idea. Super sick idea. You don't worry about the stuff down here, but that attic that we converted into an amazing, like a super sick place for detectives to work, that's going to be the place where they work. And like I said, we're going to pay you salary, dental, on the list.
You left the attic with a lot of ribbon and pins all over the place. I hurt my foot when I went up there.
I think that was Jules playing around with the ribbon. She gets so, like, into that thing. It's sometimes, have you ever seen when the cities of Enoweth gather together for I can't remember what the competition's called, but when the greatest athletes gather together, and there's those ones that do the ribbon thing and they're doing like this shit and they're like flinging it all around, and it's like they're usually bards, but I think Jewel would be good at it actually.
You want about Thunderspout?
Who?
Thunderspout. 'Tis the holy day when, well, in the east they name Draconian Night. I can never get this word right. Draconian Night. But then all over Ardalia and Enoeth, they have big competition in name of storm gods.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, let's do. That's exactly what I was talking about. The Storm God competition. Yeah, exactly. Where you can get like medals that are like different metals. Things like bronze, silver, gold. Those things. So that's the plan. So essentially, Gibby, I'm gonna leave you with this sending stone. And I hand him Jules' father's sending stone.
So you know about the one that goes to page?
Yes.
Or did you take it?
Yeah, I took it. I'm not sure if you remember that in the thing before I left. I was like, "Can I have the stone?"
I was just making sure we were right on that one. That you've taken it away from page, not that you're now gonna send all of those messages to page, because that would have been hilarious in itself. Very good. So you hand that sending stone.
Yes, I hand him the sending stone.
Even funnier if you got them mixed up and you gave him the one that goes to Shadow Thorn or whatever his name is. We've got one that actually goes to him. To our enemy.
We need to label these. We need to have like a little we
need to write
number
something
1,
on them,
number 2, or put our names on them or something like that. Because we mix these up and it could get a little bit.
They all
silly.
just look like.
Maybe
pebbles.
we should call them something like I don't know,
pebbles.
phone numbers. Maybe I don't know where that came from, but
No, how about stone numbers? Stone numbers.
Stone numbers. I love
stone numbers.
Stone numbers. Fantastic idea.
Should we start with an 07 or an 08 number?
I think it's a regional-based thing, actually, Jewel. That's based on where you are in NOF.
Plus 44. There we go.
444 815 732.
So I'll give him that one, and I'll be like, look, anyone who comes in, you basically direct them to this stone and tell them to call us. We're available anytime. The guys were very explicit to say that we would be available at any time.
So these things only work once a day. What if we have multiple candidates?
Then you're going to need to use Dolores here to schedule in appointments throughout the next couple of days.
Oh, great. So I'm just going to have randomers coming into my shop once a day and not buying anything, just wasting my time.
Well, two things. Think about this. Each one that comes in will eventually work for the Planar Detective Agency and will bring in more money, which will give you more money in turn. And also, if you really set up this storefront, which, by the way, is looking a bit dreary at the moment, if you really set it up nice, then those people who came in would actually, it's like, advertising. You can advertise your stuff around Dolores' desk. And, if you want to upsell them while they're
This is
applying
not
for the
Dolores'
job,
desk.
I'm okay
This
with
is
that.
my shop counter. It's not my fault that you deposited old woman here, and now she has just taken over the whole place.
So what I'm hearing is that there's a desk and there's an old lady behind it. So it's her desk is what I'm hearing. But
Bodhi, have you ever worked in corporate? Because, damn. Starting to get repulsed a little bit. It's a bit creepy.
I was going to say, the big CEO vibes coming off it.
I just love the total ignorance and just go, good talk, I'm glad we solved this.
I'm the business end of this organization. I need to make sure that it's tight.
Elodius is probably at that point just going to go, do you know what? I don't care. You do what you need to. I will just be your fucking messenger boy. One of these days, I'm going to charge you for everything.
Branch manager. Way better. So, also, Gibby,
Sure.
I forgot to tell you. There's a tailor in Union City, if I remember correctly, that you specifically despise. Am I thinking correctly?
We do not talk of this.
Yes.
I don't
Okay.
want to
I
hear
thought
the
so.
name in my shop.
Well, you'll be glad to know I forgot their name. But what I will tell you,
Both in and out of character.
literally. But what you will be glad to know is that we went in and bought some costumes from. Now, they were free, so we didn't actually pay the guy. But listen to this. We put him under a suggestion spell, and he's on his way here right now to come and apologize to you for all the things he did wrong to you. He's on his way. I don't know how we beat him here, wild, but he's on his way here right now to apologize.
How was he on his way here?
He left Union City after we cast magic on him.
On foot?
And yes, I believe on foot.
Oh, well, that asshole's dead now.
Well, if he is, he is. Then if he's not. But guess what? Nailed it for you, my guy. Love you, Gibby. And I'll fist bump. I'll go to fist bump Gibby.
You have caused a poor soul to die in my name. Thank you for that.
Someone you loathed, if I remember correctly. And
just because I didn't like someone does not mean I need them to go and die in the wilderness. Just to be clear.
Hey, I didn't die. He died of his own accord. I sent him here. If he didn't make it here, that's his problem. That's all I have to say. Look, the final thing I'd say is this, though, Gibby. At the end of the day, we got your back. You're loyal to us, so we're loyal to you, Gibby. You see, I went out of my way to solve problems for you because we love you, buddy.
You definitely got my something, that's for sure.
Indeed. Okay, gang. Right, and I'm gonna walk over and slap Callum.
Do you think that Edgius gets that Gibby's really not his favourite person right now?
Not at all. Not at all. Not even remotely. Not even fucking remotely. Edgius will grab Callum and Kami and be like, Gibby, I appreciate you. And yeah, dude, thank you for being the OG, man. It all started here with you, my guy. So thanks for being the OG, and that's why you're a branch manager. And we will return, and we will return with, as it's currently being said to me. This is what the group are saying. The other detectives, Jewel, Cavan, Lex. They're saying there's something about untold riches in our future. And when that happens, I'll be back with those riches for you, guy.
Sure, here, take this with you. And he pulls out the chalkboard or the corkboard, sorry, that you'd had upstairs and just hands it over to you. Like, I figured this would be better going with you than staying up there where it's on whatever you want to call it, monitored.
Well, do you know what, Gibby? As much as I would like to accept this, it's actually company policy that we leave equipment in each office that we open now. So I'm actually going to have to give this back to you. I appreciate it, though. Just leave it up there for the next detectives. They'll use it.
Takes it, puts it in a bin.
Take the notes.
I think Callum's just sat there at this point like, fuck, darling.
We need to go, Callum. We've got a ring. You know that ring that you're carrying for Lex?
I'm carrying what for? Sorry, what?
Remember, you were meant to go down and get that ring off of Lex, the one that stores the spells?
No, that's where Jewel and Kevin
Wait, pause. I got it the wrong way around. We have to give them money for the ring? Basically, there's a ring somewhere that either we need or that we are giving to someone. Do you know what's happening?
There's a ringing in my ears currently, darling, because you and your bony fucking knuckles have wrapped me across the face one more time.
Look, Callum, I need you to lock in right now, my guy. I need you to lock the fuck in.
Oh, right I'm about to definitely fucking lock it in.
I'm glad. Okay, so look at me. Eyes on me. Eyes in my sockets. Right here. What are we doing with this ring? And where is it?
I don't know. I've been here once before.
Cool. Well, I've got it.
Last time I was here, I ended up getting taken by big icy people and trap.
Yes, I remember that so long ago. Such fond memories. Yes, okay.
Yes, indeed.
Cool. We're gonna go, Gibby. Pleasure. Edius will lean down and just pull all the things off the corkboard, and just crudely stuff them into his jacket pocket, in no particular order. And
At this
we'll
point,
then,
Dolores chimes up and goes, "Welcome to the Danger Protection Agency. How can I help you, sir?"
Dolores, you just keep on doing that. The more you practice that, the more it's gonna stay in that little mind of yours. So you just keep doing that, buddy. And I'm gonna ruffle her little bun on her head and be like, "You're a legend, Dolores, and I appreciate you more than I imagine the family that have left you to be taken captive by a detective agency. I love you a lot more than they, apparently."
Oh, you can't be loving me. I mean, Dolores, she was a bit of a slut, but she died last year. But, oh no, me and Reggie, we're a tight thing. I can't be cheating on my old boy.
Okay. And Edius will turn around and walk out of the store, and we'll hail Callum and be like, "Right, we need to go to Sundries
Callum's
and
going to be in the
Sorceries."
shop. He clicks his jaw and then, "A pleasure, Elogius," and takes Dolores' hand. "I don't know what your name is, darling, but a pleasure with you as well." Kisses her knuckles and walks out, and she just says, "Oh, is he the boss?" As Callum then walks out going, "Yes, that is me," and walks out, and big grin on his face as he clicks his jaw again. Right, where the fuck are we going now?
Well, I mean, I guess. Don't tell him, Callum, but you're going to be the actual branch manager one day, and Elogius is going to be the assistant to the branch manager. It's not an official position because we can't afford to pay him an assistant's wage, but
Quite
that's just
honestly,
between-
darling, I could not give a fuck. Let's go.
Sure. Sure. Bit rude. Guess it's not a morning person, Takami. I guess he. Oh, I know what happened to Takami. I actually know what fucking happened. I know why he's in such a bad mood. As Callum walks ahead, he fell asleep in there, and usually when he sleeps, he does it without his trousers on. So he just was not comfortable sleeping the way he was, and he woke up with trousers on, which is totally not his normal routine. That's why he's cranky.
I mean, that doesn't explain why I'm cranky. I know why I'm cranky, and that's because you will not shut the fuck up.
Look, we had to do... I had a job to do. I just did the job. Did you just not see me tick that box? On the to-do list that had two boxes,
Edius.
half of it is
Edius. Shh. Fuck me.
Not an invitation.
And she probably does hold a finger up. Not like that. Oh. Like, I love you, mate, but fuck. Just 5 minutes of total silence. Just please. Callum chimes up. "I've got 4 gold. He doesn't make it past 2.
Edius flips Callum off and says you bark-brained weasel, and flips him off.
Takami takes out 2 gold and flicks it to Callum. Thank you.
I hope you remember, Callum, that I made you some money today. And Edius will kind of storm towards sorceries and sundries, or sundries and sorceries.
At this point, both Callum and Takami are chuckling. And then we cut back across, and I imagine at this point, Jewel and Cabin, you reach Solbracker's Sorcerer's Sundries at the same time as Edius with a bit of a stony face on, which I imagine is quite difficult for a bone face, so maybe I should just say bony face. But Edius rocks up with fucking stormy face, like, I'm not happy with the way it went, but and then you can see Callum looking rather smug and Takami just looking fucking exhausted.
I don't know, Tom, what would Kevin look like with the conversation we've just left?
Well, during the conversation, I would have said to Jewel, so on a 1 to 10, You know that bit that Edgius was telling us about him being a little bit more reflective and just, softer spoken and a little bit more passive. On a 1 to 10, how much do you think that went out the window when he was trying to get his part of the deal done as we're talking along?
Oh, you mean what we have sent him for? I mean, I want to say he has mellowed a little bit, but I'm sure he fell into some. I mean, I don't know. Would he have?
I imagine Jewel is distracted, even though she's trying to think of this now.
Yeah, but we'd be like, I don't know. Is he? Edgius.
Hey,
Edgius, what's with the long face?
You've been, have you been at
What's,
Gibby's this whole time?
No, yeah, Callum was like kissing the old lady in there or something. It was weird.
Yeah, it's been like an hour and a bit. It was yeah.
We just sent you to do the. You didn't do the interviews, did you? You just wanted to set them up.
No. So yeah, I've got it all set up. Gibby's sorted. He understands his role now. The old lady Dolores is like super on board with what we're doing. She's great. And now all we need to do is just make some posters tonight while we're at the local ale house, I imagine, hanging out later. We just need to make some posters that we can put up tomorrow around Dryad's Gate so that people will go to Gibby's and apply.
To be honest, I think that would be quite nice for me to make a couple of those posters, keep my mind off things.
As we're thinking of posters, though, I hadn't really thought about this, and I pull out one of our business cards, and I'm like, we don't really have a logo. It just says Planar Detective Agency on the front, and what is our logo?
Kevin, on the other side of the business card is our logo. Have you never turned it
seen
over?
It this whole time? Have you really not turned over the business card ever?
I turned it over, and what do I see?
You see a symbol which I'm about to WhatsApp to you as well,
because it's going to be a lot easier to explain.
Yeah, it's quite complicated. You essentially see a what looks like a magnifying glass in gold, surrounded by gold with golden letters and runes, and the golden letters read the Planar Detective Agency, and then at the centre there is this rainbow colour like portal effect in the middle of that magnifying glass.
So I turn my card over and it's blank on the back, and I'm like, "What the fuck are you guys talking about?" I don't. Did I?
Hang on.
Did I get a? Are you guys? Did I get the full?
Is that a faulty
is this one of
Joel, did we get faulty prints?
I mean, I thought I drew them all myself. Maybe I missed one. We'll go and find another one and get it out and hand it to Kevin.
Oh, okay. I get. Like, there's the because we're zooming in on things and we're looking for clues. I get that's cool. So who did? Was that like a collaborative design?
It was a collective
session,
choice, but yes, I have drawn most of them.
Awesome.
I say most because apparently I missed the one we gave you. So
No. That's so they're all custom made, which is
perhaps it was a prototype,
incredible.
Darling.
I mean, I guess because Jewel drew them, they're kind of limited edition, drawn by the hands of we should maybe number them and give them out. Maybe one day they'll be worth some money or something.
Well, also perhaps I mean I like drawing and I'll happily make these posters, but maybe if I can make sort of an original, then we would be able to pass it on to someone to duplicate it.
I like that.
Same with the poster,
cool
perhaps. If it is simply a replication sort of thing.
Do they have a magical printers here like they have in Union City? Where you go to the dude that's in that white box and
I tell you what,
you feed the paper in and then he touches it magically and then feeds it back out to you and you grab it out the other side.
Perhaps we can ask
you
the
realize
shopper.
they have a full printing press in Union. In fact, they've got 3 printing presses in Union City.
Yeah, but I've been using Jensen's, and Benson's printing around the corner. The 3 brothers, Jensen's, and Benson. They're. I mean, I guess they're a little bit more underground, but that's only if you're true local to the city, Takami.
So they're brothers?
Sure.
But One
Yeah.
of them's Jensen's, the other one's Jensen's, and the other one's Benson. How does that work?
Hey, I didn't name them. I'm not their parent. I
Maybe
wasn't
they're like
part of that naming convention.
probably like
I have
I've
stepbrother.
just been
for-
using Mangonel as a brand. Like they make their own printing presses. Mangonel.
There is also sometimes you can go to the monasteries and the monks or brothers will also be able to do this type of thing
Oh.
for you as well.
The Kodak monks. You're so right. I forgot about the Kodak monks.
Do you know what is weird? I've called them the brother or the brothers. That is sometimes what I've called them before. Look, Edgis, we're going to catch you up on some stuff soon, but let's just clear away our itinerary and we get back.
Agree.
Right, it's the shop. Let's go. Jill will
Shop.
walk into if we have all arrived outside of the shop, she will walk inside.
You do. You walk into Soulbreaker's Sorceress Sundries then.
As Jewel walks
we
in,
step in,
I'd say,
oh, sorry, go.
Oh,
I turn to Kakami and I say, I think there's a milkshake place around here somewhere that does some like outrageous, like really, really thick. They're like either strawberry or vanilla shakes, and sometimes they put malt in them as well. I don't like. I'll treat you, Edge. You in or you out? I mean, I'm dying for a bit of like cold refreshment right now.
Edgius takes a step in, sees the lady behind the counter that he flirted with last time he was in Dryad's Gate, looks to Takami over his shoulder, and spins 180 like a military soldier, and just walks straight out of the shop. And goes, let's get a drink. The drink sounds great.
L'Oreal Soulbreaker turns then as the tinkling of the bell goes as you sort of open the door and she sees you leave and just. Oh, okay. Jewel.
Hello, it is good to see you again.
And you. I trust your items served you well.
They did indeed, thank you. Very effective.
Good. Have you come for more?
If you recall, I left a particular magical item, a ring here, as a collateral. I thought it is best for me to finally come back and pay for the potions that we got, so that we can get our collateral back.
Of course. And she literally pulls out the ring of spell storing.
So please remind me how much the potions were, so we can recompense you properly.
Well, you say they worked really well. I'm keen to hear how well.
Well, let's just say that the first vial was the most effective. The second one, I am afraid I have had experience of zero, if you get my understanding.
I'm not too sure I do, but well, let's call that. I'm pleased it went well, darling. Very pleased it went well. Let's call that an easy 300 gold, shall we?
Lovely. I believe we also spoke about the fact that I would have worked with Lex on how much I need to give back.
Yeah.
So
That's
then I hand over the 300 gold.
Very good. You hand over the 300 gold. She hands you back your ring of spellstoring. This, by the way, is worth a shit ton more than those were.
Oh,
I encourage you to hold on to that one.
We are going to keep hold of it. We have, almost made a special trip to regain this. I did not understand its value, and members of my party would find it quite helpful, I am sure. Just out of interest,
Yes, it's...
do you have any artifacts that would be helpful for long-distance communication? Is that something you might have for us?
Well, I've got... Sorry, when you say long... How far are we talking?
Oh, I did not know there was many options. I was thinking any distance. We have used these stones before. I was wondering if maybe they are not necessarily commonplace, but something we might be able to utilize.
If it's just the sending stones you're after, then yes, by all means.
I think it would be good for us to have a set ready to go.
Another set of by all means, and she pulls those out. These are really, really common. 5 gold.
Marvellous. I'm going to make a note of this because I need to tell Lex to take this out. But yeah,
I'm doing that anyway, so don't worry.
Yeah, we take that out. Absolutely. Just out of interest, what other options did you have? Is there more of a communal, close range communication?
Well, there's I suppose I could have custom made you something if there was something more specific you were looking for, but it doesn't sound like you were.
No, not really. Hang on, forgive me. Joe's gonna just drop her head out of the door again to see if anyone has stuck around or whether they've all buggered off to the pub. Which I'm guessing
Is anybody still outside?
Cavan and Edgius have both left, haven't they?
Yeah, probably. Probably just looking for a place to get a bevy.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was trying to remember what were there any potions or any other bits that we... No, sorry, I remembered what I was thinking of. Didn't Edgius want some scroll? Maybe of scrying again, if I recall.
We
mentioned something.
We considered that it might be an option for us to possibly garner some more information on where Mayanora was or where the bad guys were.
That was it. So after seeing that no one's there, she will then suddenly have that recollection of the conversation they had, and we'll turn around. Yes, we got a scroll of spying? No, scrying. Is that something we would be able to get?
Well, let me just go and look to see if I've got any in stock. Just wait here for a moment.
She just starts looking around at the bits and bobs that are in there.
At this point, Callum's just sort of there with his jaw open, like, my God, that woman is gorgeous.
She has that effect on everyone, by the way.
Wow, where have you been hiding her?
Wouldn't you like to know?
That's exactly the reason I did. How quickly are we leaving?
That was a weird way of saying that. That kind of means sounds like you want to leave quickly and also never leave. You are a puzzle.
I'm lost in this conversation now, Joel.
Good, that makes 2 of us.
Fantastic. At this point, L'Oreal Soulbracker comes back, and she's there with sort of 2 scrolls. One looks a little bit more battered than the other. I'm afraid these are the only 2 I have left.
To have 2 is incredible. Although, what is going to be the damage on them?
Well, they are my last 2, and it is a rather hefty spell. This one's also a bit battered. Do you know what? You can have them both. I'm encouraged to hear more around these potions as well at some point, but you sound like you're in a hurry as well, and I don't want to hold you too long. So, look, let's call that, because that one, I'll be amazed if that one works, actually. But, yes, the 2 of them, let's call that an even 1,000 gold.
Oh.
Can you remember if we had like 4,000, didn't we? I can't remember now.
Didn't we get banked from Union City? Didn't they just give us the keys to the fucking city bank? Wasn't that that was part of it, right?
No, they gave you the keys to the city, which is a formality.
Wait, Ed just misunderstood. Ed just misunderstood. I thought we had infinite funds now.
I mean, Lex currently has 1,300 gold left in his pouch, so I don't know how much he gave you.
Golly.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
As this is going on outside, Kevin is saying to Aegeus, so you mean that key goes into the bank and you can just get any money you want out of it? Like, how does that actually work?
Dude, 100%. Last time I knew someone who got a key to the city, they were in every place of pleasure, every bar, every fucking bank, just getting what they wanted. Like, I'm pretty sure they got to cut a giant ribbon with an even bigger set of scissors.
This is incredible. So we have literally Jewel could be buying the entire store in there, and it wouldn't even put a dent in our mound of resources right now.
No, I wouldn't be surprised if Jewel actually does come out and we now own the store, and now we're a franchise, but we actually are now spreading into like sorcery shit.
That's incredible.
Kami's rubbing her temples at this point. Do you know what? At some point, I really want whatever you two are smoking.
Huh? What? I didn't even.
What?
I thought you stayed.
Kami.
Yeah.
I thought you were finishing your shake, and we just thought we'd just come out for some. I didn't even see you come up. Good, weren't they? They were yum. I told you.
You did tell
Yeah.
me. You did tell me.
Why
Yeah.
are we acting weird right now?
Huh?
We're not. What? Who?
Who? Can you just... Takami.
Oh my god,
what are you
men.
smoking?
There are two imposters among us.
We cut back to
I
Jewel
start
in the
cracking
shop
up.
then.
Ed just starts cracking up.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm afraid I don't know whether that is going to be something possible for us to be able to partake now. Look, just before we leave, maybe I will pop back and try, but thank you for looking for them, and at least I know you have them. Out of interest, can these ever be replicated? But I presume that you have to have considerable knowledge, arcane knowledge of to be
Well,
able to-
yes, not just the knowledge, but also the power to imbue into the scroll as well. It's not just a case of writing things down, it's making sure you have that arcane ability to transfer power in.
Okay.
It's almost like you have your ring there, which is an item that can store arcane energy. Think of a scroll as a store of arcane energy, but for one particular spell.
It is all very beyond me. Look, thank you for finding these. Please keep them close by. We'll either collect them within the day, or unfortunately, we're going to have to wait. I'm sorry to mess you around with this.
It's not a problem.
Thank you anyway. And
My stock is significantly depleted since all of these militant druids entered the city.
it is everything has gone very topsy-turvy recently.
Yes, it has.
But yes, thank you for the stones and for the ring back. Greatly
Quite a
appreciate
pleasure. Quite a pleasure.
it. By the way, this
Hopefully I'll see you soon. Yes.
this lovely gentleman is Callum, and I'm sure that he would love to get to know you one day.
Callum sort of steps forward and deep bow. Callum Verfleur, my
Oh.
he's just staring at her and she's there just like,
Wonderful.
yes? Oh, sorry, what was I saying? Sorry, yes, I'm Callum Verfleur. Faye touched, do you know what? We'll just be going, thank you.
That was beautiful.
And Callum just backs out, and you can just see L'Oreal with this massive grin on her face as she just looks at you, Jewel, and went, well, he's eloquent.
That was amazing. I want you to do that again. It has been wonderful, if not brief. Thank you so much, and we shall see you again soon.
I imagine that's probably what it's like with him as well, but still, yes.
That was mean and wonderful. I love it. I'm
Very good, Jewel. Well, I will hopefully see you soon. Do give Lex my regards as well.
I will do. Thank you again. And she will pop her hood up and walk out the door.
And Callum is just there going, "You are a fucking idiot. What the fuck are you doing? Get words out of your fucking mouth." Jewel! Shit, sorry.
I have never seen you speechless. That is amazing.
I have never seen a woman quite so gorgeous in my life. I think Cavan wants us. Please don't tell them what just happened in there.
I am not that mean, Callum.
I knew
Edge,
it.
I think you're right. Jewel has nothing. She's carrying nothing in her hands. She bought the store. She bought the fucking store. Right.
You're so right. You're so up top.
Jewel! Hell yeah, Jewel! We are sorcery fucking spell owners. Hell yeah! We're fucking expanding. This is expansion
What the fuck are you on about, Cavan?
Ed just explained the whole key to the city thing that it unlocks the bank and we get unlimited funds. This is insane. I didn't know
Untold riches.
Edges, what are you on about? What the key to the city is? It's like a badge. It's like thank you for helping.
I don't care what shape the key is in, as long as it unlocks the bank, we're good.
It doesn't.
What do you mean? You mean it?
What do you mean?
I don't even know if it's
say
going to
it
get you a
doesn't, you
free
mean-
pint.
But like, what we get like.
I'm also going to
Sort of
correct
like
something. It's not the key to the city, it was freedom of the city.
Well, we've changed it. We've changed it now.
Takami's probably there going, do you know, it's not the key, it's, do you know what, just fucking crack on.
So when you say like not even a pint, you mean like at our own pub, right? Like the one that we own, that we would have
At the Jarl's Hearth,
charge
which is now
ourselves.
ours.
Yeah,
Because we have the key to the city.
Guys, I mean,
Yeah.
Union City
Well, counting
thanked us. It was a ceremonial thank you. That's pretty much it. Like, they pat us on the back and went, "Cheers, guys, for helping us out and making sure we didn't die." Honestly, after that, it may get us in a few doors, not the bank vaults. That is it.
Oh man,
Did you-
technicalities.
I mean,
Do any of those doors have money behind them, Jewel?
it is more like what is the word? I do not favour it. Politics. It will grease the wheels of politics. You know what I mean? You will be able garner favour with people. Maybe
What
get
the
a discount.
fuck? Edgius spikes his pollen smoothie on the ground. What the fuck? Are you fucking kidding me?
I'll say as you spike the pollen smoothie on the ground, flowers just pop up.
Oh, some of that's inside of me. What the fuck? This is a shit show. You're telling me that we have so how much money do we have?
Yeah,
However much Lex has got left.
Oh, well,
Lex had like
Lex has probably got like 10, 15,000, you know, after our last couple of jobs, you know, we killed those priests. Like I didn't grab anything.
Who paid you guys?
I handed mine to Lex.
Who do you think paid us after freeing the monastery where we chopped the head off the leaders? Did anyone else there have the chance to pay us?
I assume we got the
Look,
spoils.
Let's just solve this right now. Does anyone have Lex's stone number? Let's just call him.
Good point. Let me look in my contact book and just pull out my notebook. And there's two numbers. There's stone 1 and stone 2.
I think it's like one of those. You know, like the paper file systems, but out of the Flintstones. So it's like clank, 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 clank.
Exactly. and I'll pick up my singing stone and I'll be like, Colin Rubber Ducky back in the ship. Rubber Ducky, can you give us an update on the funds of our current situation? Rubber Ducky, this is your bony friend. Out.
He got pretty much the monetary situation, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. There was 25 words in there somewhere.
You got 23.
Does Lex even have the other stone?
I don't know. Does he have the other stone?
Actually,
just about to look.
He does.
There's
No,
a
he
stone
does
that
have
rings
one
in my
thing, doesn't he?
pocket. There's a stone that rings in my pocket.
He's got a
and I'm
sending
like,
stone. He's got one
hello?
for the magistrate and one for Brom. So I don't know who the fuck you're talking to, right?
Probably either Cavern or Jules' pocket just echoed that just quietly, like Roger.
At this point, there's just there's a message back as Edges. What the fuck are you saying to me? You just left my shop.
Shit. Wrong stone number. I got my numbers mixed up. Sorry, Gibby. Love you.
Doesn't work
which
for
doesn't
another
work.
day.
You need to use. There's a memory feature, from what I understand. When I went into the stone shop, basically you can program in the stone numbers. And
Carstone
then
Warehouse.
You can have
Carstone Warehouse. Carstone Warehouse.
I tell you what, have you ever put it on a BlackBerry to see if you get better signal?
I heard it works on Apple.
You can have them all now, aren't you? Vodastone.
Vodastone. Oh, double
shit.
E. Oh, fuck me.
My life. What are we doing?
Oh, exactly what we're meant to be doing, telling an epic tale about legends that saved the universe.
Edges, did you happen to have a look at what we'd left up in our little room at Gibby's? We made some notes.
Womb?
I heard womb as well. I'm a little bit
Womb?
confused.
That was my dyslexia
Womb.
coming through.
Oh.
Sorry.
Do you know what? Now laughing feels like a really horrible thing. I'm going to take that back. I didn't realize you were neurodivergent, Jewel. We never actually talked.
I mean, I draw a
That's
lot,
not
and I
funny at all.
can imitate it, but sometimes the words get mixed up and moved around in my. It's very weird.
That's totally that's my B. You know, as someone who is definitely, as you can tell from this stream, neurotypical, I feel exceedingly bad for putting that upon YouTube.
There is a full fucking spectrum of neurodivergence on this stream, as well, I'd say.
This
I love
is
it.
one neuro-spicy stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I imagine the group continue talking into the evening as we design posters and I'll hand Jewel the stack of papers, the stack of shit from the cork board with all the strings.
Do you have a
connecting
preference on the tavern you're heading to? There's
Now,
the Dryad's Lament, the Gilded Acorn, and the Verdant Goblet Tavern.
All I can remember is that we went to one after we saved the tree. That one.
I do believe that was the Dryad's Lament.
I think the Dryad's
I thought
Lament.
it was something green. Wasn't
It might be the Verdant. You visited two, so you've been to the Dryad's Lament, and you've also been to the Verdant Goblet Tavern. Fuck, I need to improve my names. Pick one. You could go to the Gilded Acorn and just round off the three taverns in the city. Why not?
Then we do that. We go.
I reckon it's a pub crawl throughout the evening. I reckon we crawl from one pub to the other throughout the evening.
You end then the evening at the Gilded Acorn, which is found sort of towards the edge of the Dryad's Gate, not far from Gibby's actually. And it's a very rustic tavern. Looks pretty unassuming from the outside, but it's known for these raucous parties and a lively atmosphere inside. The walls are lined with wooden shields. There's banners representing different elven families over the ages, but also famous adventurers that have passed through. And indeed, Callum looks up and at one point sees the name Grellan and just sort of ponders for a moment. Anyway.
Who?
And yes, there are musicians playing soothing tunes on woodwind instruments, and there is the gentle hum of conversation that mingles in with the sounds
Matt.
of nature in here.
I would like to, as Edgius, while whatever the other guys are doing, Edgius would like to go up to wherever the stage is, kind of like hush the band, get them to like shut up, as he like tells them to like lower the house lights, and would love to basically try and just begin basically spreading musical stories about the Planar Detective Agency. So it'd start with something like, we captured a dwarf and we tied him up, and then we strangled him, dear. You know, something like that. Something along those lines.
The legacy of the Planar Detective Agency, verse 1.
Saying the quiet parts out loud.
The call is coming from within the house.
That's very good.
While Edgius is doing that, I'm feeling very, very sort of fluidly frisky from the other 3 pubs, and I'm up at the bar, and I see Edgius over by the stage, and I'm like, that's my buddy over there. He's probably going to get up and start jamming. I'll probably join him here in a second. You know what? Fuck it. And I go, I'll tell you what, 5, 10, 20, fuck it. Drinks all around. Drinks all around. Everyone gets a drink. Where the fuck's Takami? Where's that freedom thing from Union City? We're gonna fucking use this.
Where's the
freedom
key?
thing? Is the freedom thing? What?
You see,
Everybody
behind the
gets a
bar, there
drink.
is a there's 2 siblings that run this joint, and they are known as the Brightwoods. And Phalar, sort of the brother, if you like, just sort of puts a hand on your shoulder. I'm not 100% sure that this is what you want to do.
Oh no, I'm positive. We Takami. Where the fuck Takami? Where are you? Hand me that. Where's that thing that you said we got from Union City that it just gives us like we get access and shit. Like don't worry, we got this. It's all, and I'm patting my pockets, and there's not
Takami
anything in
wanders
my
up and
pocket.
just sort of grabs you by the shoulders. Cavan, I think it's time you came and sat down with the group.
Totally, I am totally gonna sit down here in a second. But I'll take a triple for me. Throw a triple up there for Edgius. My boy Edgius is up there by the stage, and yeah, we'll just and keep them coming. Keep them fucking coming. Like every 7 minutes, whether we need them or not, just refill our drinks.
I tell you what, my friend, you go sit down and I bring you multiple Thornroot whiskies. It's beautiful.
That's what I'm talking about. That is what I'm talking about.
Go sit down. Very good. Edgius, make me a performance check, please.
Hell yeah, and Matt, you know the scene in Narnia where Mr. Tumnus is enchanting Lucy with the flames and shit like that? I'm aiming for that effect in this pub. I'm aiming to like bring everyone's eyes, have the fire kind of almost mimicking our tails as, you know, I'm kind of like playing and going about it, basically. So,
Let's see how good you do this then.
I get
How well
advantage
you
on
do this.
performance
How
checks.
good you do this. There we go.
Well, that's good that I had advantage because it's a nat 1 and a nat 20. So I'll take the nat 20.
Oh! So as the Brightwood sort of start serving drinks, they notice everybody's attention just sort of turns to the stage. The sister, Talia. He's really good. Like, really good. Quick, get drinks to the tables. And Phalar and Talia just start handing drinks, and people are just sort of there with money, just handing it over as they are bespelled by your story. And Takami sits there at one point, scratches her head. Okay, when he said he was a bard, I thought he was full of shit, but this is pretty good.
I've got my arm around Jewel. I'm like, Jewel, first of all, I love you. But not like, but I fucking love you. And I'm so glad that I got to meet you, and I got to meet your family, and we got to visit your family again. It's fucking awesome.
So close to Jules' face.
Yeah.
fucking love you, Jewel.
I fucking love you.
Kevin, I have to say I like the Appia Kevin. But thank you.
I'm trying. I'm really trying.
You will have noticed over the mini pub crawl and all that stuff that she was definitely a bit down, and obviously she was looking into all these notes and really trying to piece stuff together. Then she thought that she was just going to sit down in the third tavern and just start, making this poster that they'll hopefully send off to someone to get done. But yeah, that lightens the mood. But then yeah, she does actually smile when you're having a right laugh. And just like, thank you, Kevin. I needed to hear that. And just looks up at like it's like everything going on with the tavern and stuff is like, oh, this is nice.
I reach down and I hold grab Jules' hand that's drawing this poster, and I'm like, Jewel, it's time for us to just fucking just to let loose a little bit. Let's get to the poster tomorrow. We'll drop the poster off tomorrow morning. And I just slide a drink over to Jewel, and I'm like, this is our night. We have had. I mean, think about this. It has been rough. It has been super, super rough. This is not. It's not been a.
No,
it's been bumpy.
You're right. You're right. Okay, I tell you what then, Kevin. So let's start with, not with our path, not with anything. Where would you want to go in the world if we had this airship and we just went, fuck it, let's go? Where does Kevin want to go?
Great question.
And at that point,
fucking great question.
Kevin grabs Jewel by the hand and says, "To the middle of the dance floor, let's go!" And I fucking pull Jewel up. And,
that is so terribly lame, but yes, that is brilliant.
Yeah, it's exactly right. It's exactly right. Let loose, Jewel. Let's let our hair down right now. And I reach my one shoulder up to grab Jewel's, to link up with Jewel, and I start going around in a little bit of a turn, and then we switch and we go around in another turn, and we're listening to Edgiest spinning his tunes.
And the lizard man, the cat, the big buff guy, and the skeleton fought in the fray, and no one lost any memories because we're badasses.
Jules, the way that she dances sometimes, Kevin, maybe due to his drink and maybe sometimes due to the way that Jewel is, that sometimes she disappears and appears behind other people and comes back in to then dances the partner. But yeah, it is definitely all over the dance floor in the way that she just appears and disappears. But he's having a good time.
At the same time, Kevin's got his hands crossed, and he's doing the river dance. And every time he's trying to find Jewel so he can match up with Jewel to do the river dance, but she disappears, and he fucking spins around and loses his balance a little bit and starts again.
There are times as that happens, then she appears behind you, and her tail basically just grabs your shoulder and spins you round so that you're then pointing in the right direction.
Amazing stuff. So, well, first thing, just to interrupt that, thank you for the raid. You've joined us for fucking chaos tonight, is all I'm going to say. That's amazing.
It's chaos.
Welcome. It is chaos. We are having fun in the middle of an elven and druidic city known as Drymere. We have been, not known as Drymere, known as Dryad's Gate. We have very much been here before. But yes, the party is sort of running a few errands before heading on to their next destination, and you join us as we are in the evening. And yes, I've been on a mini pub crawl now in a tavern called the Gilded Acorn, and you've got Jewel and Kevin dancing while Edgius sings the rather full tale of the Planar Detective Agency and all of their exploits and escapades over the last few weeks, probably a month. At some point,
stab the nonce in the face.
Callum at this point has got a rather large glass of sparkling mead, and it's just sat there going, and you know what, Takami, I'm not going to fucking word out love no money, but she's so beautiful. I just want to go back and.
Has he got his trousers on
Takami's
still?
just sat
Or
there
has he
scratching
lost
her
his
head like,
trousers?
I am not 100% sure what the fuck I am doing with this group anymore. But you don't understand. She was so beautiful, so like, and I just could not get the word. I tried to say hello, and just I'm gonna go dance with Kevin, and literally stands up, falls, passes out. And Takami just lifts her glass. I'll cheers to that, I guess.
As Kami lifts her glass, Edgius is gonna lock eyes with her and be like, and almost go into like a flamenco-y kind of like guitar beat as he like begins kind of shaking his head. And he's like, and the lady with the pink hair, many, many arms to spare. She came dancing very, very near. And he just continues on with his and just basically trying to flirt with Takami across the room with his singing, I guess.
In which case, roll me an insight check, because that was a high roll on my part.
Oh, okay, cool. No doubt. Insight. Oh, hell yeah, that's a 17.
17. I am just going to check the modifier on this. Very good. You spot nothing. Takami just sort of hides a face behind a drink, and you don't see anything else other than that.
Ed just makes a note. She's so into it, and just like goes even harder.
Any sign, and we'll be like, yeah, into it. Flip the bird, walks out, flings shit at you. She's into it.
Playing hard to get, but so into it.
At one point, Jewel, the Brightwood siblings who run this tavern wander up to you and go, "You are all part of the same. You are this Planar Detective Agency, yes?" That's a Jewel.
Yes. Sorry, mind is elsewhere.
I know you are distracted by this man's absolutely fantastic dancing, but yes, we just wanted to come over and say,
Yes.
once a week
dropped down
in
to
the tavern, we hold a contest for the best storytelling, like a contest of skill. There is no one who is going to win or going to beat you tonight and your group. So drinks for you on the house.
That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Yes, so Planar Detective Agency, you can find us at Gibby's if you ever need anything. We are only here for one night, so thank you ever so much, and I am very grateful. Edgius is a true talent.
You have any details? Hiring?
Yeah.
Cards, posters, anything
Get a card out, but also point at the poster. I am making this poster. It is going to be out throughout Dryad's Gate. Yes, if you do know anyone, if you need anything, or if you know anyone who is able to help us, we are on the road a lot and we need people in the area. Please, do let us know.
But maybe you could help us.
Oh, of course.
I yell out, "We've got a great holiday package!" It's just part of the whole deal.
Ignore him, please.
Actually, we need some. We could do some detective work. You kind of seem like you said you're here for one night only.
I mean, that is our plan, but of course, please, what you need?
We inherited the pub, the tavern, but a long time ago our parents disappeared under mysterious circumstances, and we never quite got to the bottom of it. So if this is a job that you would be willing to do at some point, we would certainly welcome it. We will spread the word of the Planar Detective Agency, and if you need somebody to work on the posters for you and get them throughout the city, we would be more than willing to do this.
No, of course. Please sit and tell me some more information. And yes, how about once I finish this poster, would you be able to get it duplicated and sent out? put it in the tavern around the rest of Dryad's Gate, that would be wonderful for us to be able to provide these services for each other. So please, sorry, your name was?
We sound like corporate now.
Back off.
I go up to Edgius and
How
I
dare.
point over to Jewel and I'm like, yo, Edge, look at Jewel. She's marketing her she's absolutely slaying it right now. Look at her. Recruiting her ass off right now.
Edgius leans away from his guitar but keeps playing and goes, what a wonderful evening we're all having. And please keep dancing, Kevin. You're really bringing the mood up, I feel. And then we'll just go back to it.
Very good. So
I grab
the
shorter,
female. Go on.
I grab a shorter, what looks like a dwarf-like creature, and start instead of trying to spin her around, I just grab her and hold her up, and I'm like, I'm engaged, and I start twirling her around. I tell you, I'm engaged, and I start twirling her around.
She's hella. Great! Put me down, you brute!
Oh, okay, we're celebrating. I was just celebrating. It's fun.
Jeez, their skirts are fucking everywhere. And Jewel, we return to you, and the Brightwood siblings. The female elven sort of the female elf turns to you and says, "I am Talia. This is my brother Phalar. Well, yes, as I say, we inherited the tavern, but we were always due to inherit the tavern when parents passed. But well, sorry." My mother and father, Elandor and Melia.
Melia?
We were having a particularly festive night here, and they went to check on a disturbance that had been reported in the woods nearby. They never returned, no trace ever found, except for just one piece, and she takes out this faded piece of cloak. This is the only thing that was left, found on a... Well, there is an ancient stone circle not far from here. It is where this was found.
When was this?
Oof. She looks to her brother and Phalar. Well, we are... this is what, 15? No, 10. 10 years ago now.
How far outside of the, of Dryad's Gate was it? A day's walk? 2 days?
Well, it's, depending on how you... Sorry, where is the screaming baby? Who's got a baby at this time of night?
She also in this
Taylor
moment
at this point goes,
pulls out a map of the area which she's had and will be going. Please, and also in which direction did you think you went?
Well, we did not go, but
sorry, yes, your parents.
The
sorry.
stone circle is north of here. It is well, it's northwest, I guess you could say.
Just for my clarity, that is nowhere near the stone circle that we found, because that was near Moor Stacy, very south of here, different island. In fact. So,
indeed,
utterly disconnected. That's fine. So we'll just sort of try and roughly point in the area that they're speaking of on the map, and with a general nod or a shrug, it would be okay, and just start marking that area.
And where you've got a marking for I think it was called the Whispering Woods at the time, actually, by the Aetherneer Peaks, where you found the Moonflower. Talia looks.
Okay.
Well, you've got it marked on the map. It is there.
Your parents were last seen there, were they?
Yes. Well, not last seen. This is where we found the cloak.
Where you
Yes.
found his last cloak, sorry. And of course, definitely one of your parents' cloaks, without a question, I am sure.
Well, it very much looks like my mother's. Yes.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. I do not wish to speak ill. We assume they are dead, but they went missing. So, but the legend helps with the patronage, which means we are okay. But the heart always wonders.
Memory check for Jewel. We fought some weird, I want to say, spectres or phantoms or something before the Fey moon goddess arrived. They looked very...
You fought woodwoads in the glade that
Oh,
was
is that what it-
in that demi-plane.
Sorry, yes, it was the trees. Okay, yeah. Were they particular explorers? Was it their want to go out and look for this thing? Was this out of the ordinary for them to go?
Well, father was before the tavern, was adventurer of sorts. It's how he met my mother. Long story. Nobody needs. Went through multiple women and then found my mother. But yeah, sorry, I digress. But the only other thing we found, and she looks at her brother, and there's this look that passes between them. The only other thing we have found is this, and she pulls out another map and almost lays it across the top of yours, and it's a thin, very thin parchment, almost translucent.
Rice paper.
And there are a number of lines that seem to just trace across the map in various different layers. There's a nexus of these lines that meet above the crystalline isle in the azure pillar. There are also other nexuses across the map as well, one of which then also points to this location where their parents went missing, another one by the Feywild Gate that you'd discovered, another one by Stonebark. There are these nexuses dotted all over the map of Enoeth.
Jewel is just looking at the whole thing and probably doesn't do a very good job of hiding the sheer amount of information that is currently being, taken on board. And just looking and darting all over.
Does this mean something to you?
It might. A number of these places have significance. It is. This is not a coincidence, I'm afraid. This has larger reaching. This is much larger reaching. This is. What? You never saw this before? Your parents did not show you this before? This was simply found?
No, we spent a long time digging around the tavern for various things, just to see if we could find anything that might give an insight into as they went, but we found this in the cellar. We were renovating, funnily enough. It was in one of the walls, behind a brick.
I'm just going to check something now. Yeah, I do. She gets a magnifying glass out and she starts really detailing it, looking in the bottom corners, in the corners, anywhere, looking for legends, looking for anything that might describe who has written this, any words, like if any of the wording is on there, or the title names, any distinctive written patterns, is trying to even find with her knowledge maybe how it was written, whether it was particular scribe or feather, like what writing material was used, literally anything that she can find with this.
Make me an investigation check.
Okay. Now, with the magnifying glass and with a particular, I think she has a feature of this one, it will mean that she gets advantage. I'm just double checking that one. I think with
is that the one you have to activate?
No, I was thinking more
Or
of the
is
fact
that
that
your
is it just with the magnifying glass? But I could be wrong. A magnifying glass gains you advantage on any ability check made to appraise or inspect an item that is small or heavily detailed. So it is just the magnifying glass.
Run that one by me again.
A magnifying glass grants advantage on any ability check made to appraise or inspect an item that has small or highly
So
detailed.
advantage on your investigation check.
Sweet, okay. 22.
22. As you trawl over this translucent map, then that's overlaid across your map of Venoeth, you look down the corners and you look down towards the bottom and the top, and eventually you start to see runes and symbols. Remind me of the languages you speak.
Common, Elvish, Halfling, and Thieves' Cant.
You recognize Elvish runes
Okay.
around this diagram, and it's an old dialect of Elvish. This particular map, probably why it's faded, is ancient, and it's been hidden away for some time by the looks of it. From what you can translate and transcribe, this map is talking of ley lines and magical pathways.
With any of the reading in the different planes that Jewel did at the Crystalline Isle, and anything that she has read in the past, what might she recall about ley lines being a thing?
Make me a history check.
Do you know what? It'd be so good if we
given
had
Jules'
like
age.
this like snake guy who was really good at understanding magic and fucking portals with us for this moment right now. That'd be real fucking
That'd be
helpful
bloody
right
brilliant. It'd be
Instead,
amazing.
he's diddling this.
now. Exactly. Exactly.
That is a 7. It is appalling.
A 7. There's something in your memory that pulls on that idea of ley lines, and this is going to be down to Jules' age more than anything else now that just betrays you in this moment.
Yeah.
But Taylor, it sort of says, I can see you. I can see you're kind of in a process here. So look, this is not a priority. I appreciate it. Sounds from the stories that Bone Man. Sorry, what is his name?
Edgiest Bones. You were quite close, really. Yes.
That's a little on the nose. But
I think it
Edgiest
is
Bones.
of the point.
But that makes sense. Look, the stories he tells sort of indicate you on to bigger, more important things, but maybe when you've finished, you could come back and help us find our parents.
I do not want to give you any false hope, so I would say that we definitely will be looking into this. I cannot say for sure what we will find, but I think I can say with some surety that it certainly is aligned with some of the investigations we are already underway. So there is some hope that we will at least find information. Other than that, I cannot say any more.
This is good.
And as you say, this is quite the cold case. But any more information that we can find. Can I keep hold of this map? I'm so sorry to ask.
We have no use for it. If it helps you and helps find whatever happened to Mama and Papa, then keep it.
I hope that the Planar Detective Agency can give you closure at the very least.
Well, I consider yourselves chattered, I guess.
Thank you very much.
Hired.
I will bring the poster by in the morning. So that is very generous of you to offer. And thank you again for the drinks. I fear you may regret it by the time that Cavan wants to leave.
Not at all. Not at all. for the music, for the handsome men that are now dancing together. At this point, you can see Callum is draped around Cavan's neck. I tried to talk to her. I just couldn't get words out, darling. It's just that did not come out. You're a man of romance. A man of. You're in love, and I think I need to be sick.
If you were
Cavan
lucky,
and Callum are in the middle there.
if you were lucky, and it would definitely raise their morale in here. One of them may take their trousers off.
Would not be the first time.
And Jewel hasn't seen, but Callum has his trousers off. And as he's talking to me a little bit too close, I look down and like I just feel something bumping into my knee, and I'm like,
knee, better get that reattached. Blimey.
But as you look down, because you're also super drunk, you notice your trousers are off as well.
Fucking sword fighting here.
Callum just like, see, darling, it's a lot. I still need to be sick, but it's freeing, right? It's the air around, and it just feels good.
It's very liberating. I never knew. This is fantastic. I turn to Callum and I just grab his face and I'm like, listen, when you see her next, don't hesitate. Just tell her. Wait, listen. No. Don't nod. Listen to me, and try to remember this tomorrow. Tell her what you feel directly. I know it might be scary, whatever it is, not sexual, not. And I look down and I'm seeing like how this might be affecting Callum, and I'm like,
oh no, he's definitely got brewer's droop, like 100% brewer's droop right now.
Just tell her how you feel. They like that. Just try that, and don't look. What is the downside? Look at you now. You don't have her. She's not here. She didn't hear how you felt. All of those things are bad. Callum, Callum, and I slap him beside the head. Callum.
I was looking around. This is what you told me to do.
No. I see what you mean. Like you literally started looking around. No. Just next time you're with her, and I like tap him on the chest. Right there. And I tap him maybe a little bit too hard. I'm like punching him basically on the chest. right there.
Right.
Yeah, exactly that one. Yep, that's it. Exactly. Right there.
Just literally throws up onto the dance floor.
And the Black Veils gave us the key to Union City.
As this continues and people get drunk, we will fade to black on this evening in the Gilded Acorn. I think the Gilded Acorn. And yes, I think that is a perfect time for us to take a short break as well. But yes, welcome to the chaos, folks. Thank you for the raid. We started the stream nuts. It's continued nuts. And we've seen some nuts, apparently. So there we go. We will see you all in a few minutes. Hello.
Hello.
There we go. That could have been worse, Dave, is all I'm going to say.
Absolutely. Things have gone worse in the past, so that was...
Things have gone worse. Yeah. Very good. We will get straight back into it then. So a fun evening is had as you drink, get merry. Callum passes out in the corner at some point. Takami excuses herself and sort of gets a couple of keys to some rooms. And sort of hands the boys one key and then says to Jewel, we've got our own room, and you two go and bed down in a totally separate room.
You are a saint.
What? I thought...
Every time he does that, his mohawk just goes...
Yeah. Brilliant. The next morning arrives, and there's a lot of sore heads. Callum is sat in the tavern in the morning with a very, very large cup of sort of coffee or the equivalent in this druidic city, and is just there like,
It's a bit.
never again. Just never again. I don't want to see Thornroot whiskey until I die. What are we doing on this morning?
Stop playing the cymbal, Cavan. No more cymbals. Oh.
I'm done. I don't have cymbals. That's not. I have drums, and I pull out my drum and I go boosh, boosh, boosh.
Oh, I don't even have a brain and it hurts.
If I didn't love you, Kevin, I'd fucking stab you right now.
Jewel is finishing off the poster in the corner with her whatever passes as coffee here.
And Takami sat next to you as well, just like...
the spellcaster to stab you.
Takami sat with you still sober as well, like not hungover at all.
Yeah, she, Jewel's fine. She didn't partake in too much. It was a more serious night for her than the rest. So yeah, just looking over and smiling at the rest of them while she finishes off this poster, and then wanders over and just smiles and hands it to one of the two siblings behind the bar.
And even Talia is sort of takes it. It's just there like, your penmanship is good. Oof. Your friend's singing even better. We did an absolute roaring trade last night, and I'm feeling it.
That is a sign of a good night, then.
It is not when you own the bar, though. It's but yeah. Oh, but anyway.
No, you were drinking your profits last night.
Please.
But once again, thank you for the drinks. Very much appreciated, especially by those three. And
this I can see, but no. Look, we appreciate the good stories, the songs, your help. But it is clear you also have important things to do, so we do not want to. We don't want to tarry you any longer. So.
I think they're kicking us out.
Please.
I think that means we got to get the fuck out of here. I think she's saying they've had enough of us. I think we've ruined the place enough for tonight.
Peace.
Honestly,
we shut this place
sometimes
down.
I have enough of them. But
Hey, just remember, tell people about the Planar Detective Agency and the stories you heard here. Pass it on. We want more people to. Oh God. Oh.
I am pretty sure you told everyone in Dryad's Gate last night. Like, I have never seen the tavern so full. But your story is well known now.
Yeah. Well,
I imagine. Where are we going?
Should we go?
What are we doing today?
Where are you going, and what are you doing
Back
today?
to the ship. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Oh yeah.
So see what Lex is doing.
Yes, let's pop back to the ship.
good idea.
Before we leave, just a few things
Why
to
did we
tidy
stay
up.
in the pub instead of going back to the ship or Gibbies?
I can
Who
promise
paid
you,
for the
I can
pub?
promise you, Aegeus, that not any one of you would have made it 20 yards out of the pub before falling over. We were not going to make
I'd
the
have paid
sky
good money to see any one of you try and climb that rope ladder. Like,
But that would have been even
made
funny.
my
But
night.
I'm pretty sure they would never have made the skyship. So,
This is true.
I mean, just
I try
impressive.
to do a handstand. I tip over and try to do a handstand
Vomit
at that moment.
Fall
And
into some tables.
fall back, crash into some tables and chairs. And one more time, and I try to do it again. And
Please no. Please just
and-
get out before you break something.
Okay. I can usually do that really well. I can usually hold it for like a minute.
PDA
Cool. Okay.
out. Later, Acorn people.
Yep. I just grab about 6 business cards and I just spread them across the bar, and I say, yeah, that's us. So, yeah, just fucking confetti in the mouth as we walk out.
16 business cards just across the whole. And they just look.
You know,
Thank you
guys,
for your patronage.
Yep, Jewel drew every one of those. Probably took Jewel. How long did it take you, Jewel? Like an hour to draw every one of those, didn't it? Like those are
hour
custom
each
and they're
one.
numbered. Each one correct. So like
You
those
know,
are
guys,
important.
I have to say that I can guarantee you that we make an impression upon everyone we meet. Good, I don't know about.
This you do. This you do. Now get out.
Come on.
Peace.
Okay.
And we'll
Uh,
I imagine we'll dip.
Ca- on the way back to these
Takami
guys.
is outside doing some yoga on a tree stump and sort of some Tai Chi moves as well.
Guys,
That took you
Caesar.
longer than I was expecting.
While we walk back to the skyship, can you remember? We thought that. Well, I think we even may have surmised this. DM, I don't mind making a history check on this as well if I have to. I'm trying to make sure I don't muddle up what Jewel knows and what I know. So I'll go through what I do know. First of all, I believe we understood that Mayanora was connected to one of the elders or the elders' husbands or something, the Sindar Windwhisper. Now, this is the bit I don't know about. Did we get that confirmed by Mayanora or not?
You didn't.
I don't think
get
we
that
did.
confirmed.
I
don't think
do
we
not
did.
think we did.
Don't think we did.
No.
So, this still stands with our note. If she had connections to them and she was, I mean, varying on the scale of whether she was on our side or not, as in initially not, and thankfully Will brought her back to our side. When do we think that she had connections with the elders, and do we think that may be why she was back in... I know this is not more Stacy, but whether this was the reason why that she passed through Dryad's Gate. Are they just heading east, or are they maybe meeting up with one of the elders? They scattered like rats.
It's a good question. It's a big question. That's
Ed, you're not saying anything right now. You're just fucking saying like what? Like those aren't.
Look,
those are
Sorry,
words.
what's the
I'm
difference
trying
between
to-
now and any other time he speaks?
okay. It's mid-afternoon. There's no need for that. Okay? Look. I'm just trying to get through the fog in my mind just as much as Jules trying to get through the whatever Jules trying to get through. This morning I don't have the
That
witty
was
quips.
absolutely amazing. Eloquent as always, Edius.
I just don't have the quips this morning. It's just not working the way that it usually does. I'm trying to jumpstart it, but it's just not coming
So
out the way that I want.
This is
it
the
to.
real you then, when you're not masquerading behind all your bullshit?
So many big questions for the morning. It's a lot.
I thought you said it was mid-afternoon.
But it's our morning. It's like, in the same way that Jules said, at their side, our side, it's all like a matter of perspective kind of thing. Yeah, same with like mornings.
Jules
Like,
just looks
it's really
up at where the
when
sun
you
is
wake
like,
up.
not really.
It's like noon.
I think there's a pretty good chance, Jewel, that at minimum they would have been seeking to find out where that person would have been. If they had fallen back into enemy hands, possibly then Mayanora might have wanting to rekindle old connections, and probably upon discovering the military presence here, which, by the way, guys, like, I just want to circle back to a point I just made a second ago about perspective inside. I know like we did some good and stuff, but I wasn't expecting this when we got back. I was expecting it to be a little bit more prosperous, I think. I don't know about you guys.
Well, I understand where you're coming from. We definitely assisted them the last time we were here, but you have to understand that we also, not ourselves necessarily, but we have been involved in things that have put in motion a lot of actions that are now causing this area a lot of strife. We have not caused it, we have been the catalyst. In finding the elders, in noticing the disruption with portals. This is all something we are trying to fix, but in the meantime it's going to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
This is the best way of keeping Dryad's Gate from falling into enemy hands, is for them to have a military standing. After all, the information we got is that Mayanora and, I believe, a significant dark shadow presence is with Mayanora. They didn't stay. So I think even they... basically what I'm trying to say is I think that the military force is working. They realise it is not worth staying here. They can't do anything.
Well, Jewel, my thought is this. Like, I think it's a good point. But I think, like, I guess my point is maybe in the future we should, before we set things in motion, come with, a little bit more, but like I don't know, I just getting a booky feeling in my stomach.
I get that, and
be.
I also realize that we're trying to be 4 steps ahead, but we are currently 5 steps behind. That may never change, and we may only get up next to them. But we are gonna have to just try and deal with it. The forces that are causing these strifes is not us. We are simply bringing it to light, bringing it forward. Again, think of it in a good way. The martial presence here is meaning that Dryad's Gate is less likely to fall to our enemy.
I don't know, Jewel. Just, I mean, here's what I would say. Final thing on the topic, but I think we need to get back to the ship and your point about Mayanora, and I think we should, try and track her trail just as much as we can. I think final point is we need to try and just limit damage because, in my personal experience, Jewel, when the military or militant folk start coming into a place, it often starts for the right reasons and can end with them staying for the wrong ones. Does that make sense?
It does. I have to admit I am naive of these such things. I have lived a sheltered life, so and yet I've seen enough to know that you may have a point. I have no experience of it, I'm afraid. So I think we have to be right. You're right. We have to be careful. We may not get the choice in the split second decision. The one thing I feel it is important is continuing on with our path. We have said we need to do so, and to get to Eleanor and to get the Serpent's Cloak off our back and maybe even on our side. I know this is a very tall order, but it is something we can do on the way to the most crucial information we have had, and that is Thalissa is where Shadowthorn was last seen. The speculation of Mayanora and that she was here is not enough for us to go on. If we were able to scan 100 furlongs around, that may be something that we would do, but we can't unless you know of anyway. So I think we go on the information we have, and also the information that we may be able to gather. So the Serpent's Cloak in Eleanor is our next step.
Sorry. I'm good with that.
Watch the shoes.
Kevin has fallen back and is talking to Kahami.
No, I don't think she does, but I said it. It was weird.
just one of those moments like, Panther? No.
No.
Anyway.
No, really doesn't.
Yeah, you're actually pointing at Callum's shoes, so Callum's just there like, yes, mind the... They're quite fancy boots, darling. Just... Well, can you even vomit? Like, surely it's just dust.
I don't know. I don't. It's just it wants to come out, but there's nothing there.
Just a bunch
Sorry,
of dusty
Tom, go
heaves.
for it.
I turn to Takami as we're a little bit behind this conversation, and I say to Takami, yeah, they're the ones that figure like out all the ins and outs of like the next step and everything, and I like to give them their space and everything, but like, are you missing? Like, you don't miss home or anything, do you? Or like, like, it's been a few days, and where are you with all that?
It's not the first time I've been away for a prolonged period of time, but I've got a job to do as well, so I mean, it's weird because I'm the defender of Kumoryu, but I'm not defending Kumoryu, if that makes sense. I am, but I'm also not.
Yeah, you're like here, but part of you probably should be there. I'm missing Union City as well. Like, have you ever had have you ever done like long distance like stuff, like known someone and like missed them and fuck? Have you ever dated someone that you cared about and then like you're apart and all that?
And she sort of pauses for a moment, just sort of almost taken aback by the question. Fuck, Kevin, I'm probably not the best person to ask about this. My experience with dating is pretty minimal. So
I guess
suppose
maybe
no, I've not, but
yeah. How about I'm just trying to figure some stuff out, like, and because I haven't either, like, till
oh, that's not the right time for
like,
Tom's internet to crap out. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
He's
you're
back.
I'm back, I think. Yeah. So, like, let me just put you in the place of, because you're a girl, right? And fuck, where's my fucking stream?
It's alright. You're here.
All right.
You're here.
So, like, if you were over there, like, far away, and someone was over here that you cared about, like, let's say it was, I'm not gonna say it was Edgius, and but like, let's just say like there was someone that you really cared about, and like maybe it was Edgius, but I'm not gonna say it was Edgius, but it was a long time, and you started to develop
There's a
those
distinct
feelings over longer.
flush. There's a distinct flush into Kami's face right now because she rolled a 3 on her deception check and is shit. So.
And like, what would you want Edgius to say to you, or like if he had a way to send you a message, and I have the crow on my arm, and if he had just like,
Well, no, you
something
don't. The crow's gone because you sent that last episode.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, so like if I could send a message, if I was like, no, let me back up. If there was this person, it's not Edgius, doesn't have to be Edgius, but let's just pretend that it was Edgius and he was like away, and he might have been in danger, and he might have just been like in adventuring and stuff like that. But you had developed, I'm not saying you have, but you have developed like this feeling for him, and he had developed this feeling for you. What would you want him to like deliver to you as a message, just to like let you know that he still really, really cares for you and like misses you, like fucking misses you a lot and stuff? Like, what would you want? Am I making sense, or is this stupid?
That was a lot of words in that, but I think I get sorry, I think I get what you mean. Are we talking about Edgius, or are we talking about you?
Um, I mean, Takami, it could be. I guess I am talking about me, but like it feels like this is something that happens to people. Like, and I just want to get an idea, like of from your perspective, from like the woman's perspective, and I'm trying to get to understand what that is, so I don't screw this up. I screw things up, like I really screw things up, and I say stupid things, or I don't say things, and then I fucking, like it's always, I always go crashing into a situation, and I'm talking too much. I'm fucking talking too much. Anyway.
It kind of seems like you got everything pretty squared away. Like, you found your love, you proposed to her, she said yes. I mean, it kind of feels like I should be asking you, like, those such things, but from a woman's perspective, granted, a woman whose only experience of love has been that familial, like family love.
Yeah.
I guess I just want somebody to be honest with me.
Mm.
And she is
Yeah.
playing with the fingernails at this point. It's like there's a nervous energy to her right now.
Yeah. So are we talking about me right now, or are we talking about you?
Sorry. Well, no, you said you wanted the female. But I was just trying to give you that, and then but yeah, but
I guess I'm just trying to be a good friend to you. Like, you've been a pretty good friend to me, and I feel like I can ask you these types of things, and like,
okay.
Yeah.
Is it hot? Is anybody else? Just me. Well. And she closes her eyes for a minute and just lets out this deep breath. This is one area of, like, the humanoid condition I've not experienced a lot with. So I'm pretty naive, I guess is the right word.
Mm.
But as I say, there's a few things in this life I appreciate, and one of them is honesty.
Yeah. Me too. I'm with you on that one.
Cool.
Hey, I just want to say, like, it's like you're the only, like, I mean, there's Jewel, but Jewel's a cat. Like, it's different, It's like Jewel might understand.
She's a tabaxi and she's stunning, but sure.
Agreed. Like, tick tick. But like, what I'm saying is, like, I'm not sure if like things are this, like, if Jewel, I don't know. I'm talking shit right now, but I think I got what I needed from you. Yeah, and I hope if you didn't get what you needed from me, that you feel that you can anytime you want, because I feel like you're a good friend.
She's looking down at this point. There's one phrase, I think, with that. She was a bit like, and she sort of looks at you and goes, "Sure, we're good friends. You got what you needed, right?"
I don't know what that means. What?
Well, you said it.
I take a step back and I'm like, Takami, I'm not sure. Like, that's not friend stuff to me. Like, friend stuff is we both get what we need, and we both work toward each other getting what we need, and we are aware of what the other person needs, and we explore that. That's what I have with Edgius. Like, anytime he sees that I need something, he comes up to me and he explores what I need, and he will do whatever it takes to help me. And I try to do the same with him, and I'm trying to say the same thing to you. Like, I'm open to. It feels like I just want to say, like, I like you a lot as a friend and would do stuff for you without any, like, you needing to do anything back. Like, that's what I'm happy to do that.
And she smiles and looks down and, do you know what, Kevin, I don't think I ever really had a true friend. So I appreciate that. And thank you. I like
No, you're
being
welcome. And if yeah, we love having you. Especially Edgius, and I elbow her.
here. I'm gonna let that one slide. Look, like, Callum's trying to climb this rope ladder, and I'm really concerned he's gonna fall on his ass. Jules already on the ship. I don't know what Edgius is doing. He seems to literally be looking at his knees right now. And, like,
Oh
I know
god,
they're
oh,
bone,
it's
but-
coming. There's nothing there, but it wants to come out so bad.
And at that point, she sort of punches Calvin in the arm. Let's go see to the rest of our friends, shall we?
Yep. Let's go see the rest of our friends. And I emphasize the last word.
Indeed.
You first.
I think at this moment, as Callum's sort of climbing the rope ladder, he just sort of goes, you know what? Fuck this. And Misty steps, and the next minute, all you hear is this hollow thump as his head connects with something on the ship. And as the rest of you then somehow manage to climb the rope ladder, you just see Callum laying there on the floor like, oh, God. I am
like to
never
imagine-
drinking again.
I like to imagine Takami carried Edgius up in like a cradle carry with a pair of her like astral arms, and she's like, it's so bad. I'm dying.
It's just,
As,
it's a fireman's carry, if anything, and she's just spectral arms around, and she's just crawling up. God, you're such a baby.
No,
Lays
no
you down.
injury's been this bad ever.
Takami puts you down on the deck and just looks towards the crew. Get him some water, and let's fucking go.
Joel, we're speaking to the captain. To Eleanor, if you can, please.
I think it's time, Jewel, that we open up the throttle a little bit. Let's move this along, shall we?
Please. It would be good to get there.
I'm only saying that because I did not expect you to spend the whole fucking evening in Dryad's Gate. But no, I appreciate your own time schedule. Let's go.
Neither did we. A lot of things needed to happen, more than we realised. This lot took advantage. Of course they did. So feel free to make any jolting movements. I don't care.
Fantastic. If your Fae friend needs some TLC, you know where I am. And with that, Romeo sort of calls to the crew, and the anchor that literally held you into the ground is then sort of whipped up, and there is a surge of arcane energy. And through the speaking horn, you can just hear Dis's voice sort of distorted. Ready when you are, Captain. And the next minute, Romeo just goes, well, fuck it. And in the center of the helm, he presses an arcane gem, and all of the mana stones that line this ship glow brightly blue, and you all begin to move at a fairly rapid pace, sort of 30 miles an hour, if you like. Just where have you been used to sort of this 5 mile an hour slow trickle across the sky? Now you are soaring, properly soaring. Birds are whipping past you sort of here and there. And it only takes you sort of 2 hours of traveling before Romeo, and you hear sort of through the speaking horn again, Crodmar's voice sort of, "We're almost there, Captain, if you just pull around to the starboard side." And Romeo sort of spins the wheel a little bit. "Almost there, my friends. It's, yeah, we'll drop anchor. In fact, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to put this in the sea." And Romeo brings it down, and there's almost like a full-on fucking J-turn maneuver where he just swings the whole ship around and then gently just splashes into the dock, and then uses the sails and...
It's a river, at most, or an estuary. Oh, God. These movements are not helping my stomach.
Callum's been throwing up for a good hour over the side of the ship. And you land in Elinor. And Jewel, you would recognise Elinor because you have been here before, but for everybody else, this coastal town, if you like, it's known as the Verdant Port, stretches gracefully along the coastline of the westernmost island in the Bay of Dryamere. Its architecture is this harmonious blend of elven elegance but also practical maritime structure. And there's a couple of districts which you see as you sort of come in from the sky. You can see what is known as the Verdant Wharf, which is this bustling port district which you now sort of dock into. There are a number of seafaring trade ships from across the world. You can see different styles of ship here that are all docked up. And the wharf is alive with the sound of seagulls. There are merchants that are haggling. And this salty sea breeze, as it is sort of salt water and seawater that enters into this bay here. The buildings are constructed with this blend of wood and stone that is very much designed to withstand the elements here, but also still showcase the elven craftsmanship. Jewel, I imagine you would also point out, as you sort of come across and over the city, you sort of point out the other two main districts, if you like. You point out the Silver Grove district, which is the heart of Elinor, and that is where the elven and half-elven culture of this city or town truly shines. There are these ancient trees that are integrated into the city, homes, shops, public buildings that are all built around them, sometimes even within the trees themselves. This district is known for its winding paths, serene parks, and generally at night time the gentle glow of lanterns. And then you point out to the final main district, which is known as the Twilight Heights, situated on this gentle rise that overlooks the city, if you like. This residential area is home to Elinor's most affluent families and several diplomatic envoys. The architecture here very much more luxurious. It sort of incorporates precious metals and stones, offers these stunning views of the bay. You get the impression if you are going to seek out one Cassian Vale, that's probably where you need to be headed.
I point out while we're over where I initially met Cassian Vale, but also where what house, which is fairly obvious, that we also had our mission in, but then would point out that that's kind of the area we want to go. Would also then... Guys, I think it is important. I am actually going to stay as invisible and as hidden as possible. I therefore want you all to just act as a group in your own. I am going to be a few paces away, but that is where we are going to be heading. And if you keep a trained eye on me, we will hopefully find our contact. And I'll be real with you all. Knowing our connections with the Serpents Cloak, this could be one hell of a communication. I hope it does not get violent. I want to ensure that this works in our favour, but I don't know how it's going to go. I'm only holding our cards, not theirs.
Jewel.
You see Lex.
When has it ever gotten violent? It's like that's not what we do. We're not.
Yesterday, I think maybe might have done. No,
Oh.
maybe the day before, but Still.
Yeah.
As you say that, Edgius is dragging his giant new sword across the deck of the ship.
So then Jewel just points.
Hey,
towards
don't
this
scratch my
enormous
deck boards, for
blade.
fuck's sake. Pick that up.
I'm trying to pick
Lex
it up.
at this
Can you not
point
see that?
pulls on his duster coats. Thank you so much for the subscription. That's amazing. Fantastic. Lex pulls on his duster coat. Go on, Jewel.
What I then would say is, that is a very good point. We will not make it violent. We will simply defend ourselves. So do not be the first ones to make it. Are we all clear? Edgius?
Yep.
Edgius is there trying to squat it, and he's like, come on, you and he's just fucking shaking and just fucking trying to get it into that
I imagine as he's in this squat, his coccyx just falls off.
It's just nothing. He's just like, oh god. He'll finally get it into the sheath though, and we'll be like, that breeze really did freshen me up a little bit, but I'm still an early night tonight, Jewel. Are we like sightseeing first, or are we going straight to see your buddy?
I think, considering the type of individual we are going to see, if we go inside see, they may get the drop on us. So I think it is important that we seek out our prey sooner rather than later, and then we can see what else we may be able to find.
Jewel, can you give me like a vibe on a scale of like 1 to like really fucked? Like how like dangerous, and how like, you know, us going into this, like I thought we were just meeting like a friend. I know the Serpent's cloak, but Mara, we're like homies with the Serpent. Like, are we gonna have to like
snap some necks?
Yeah, like really like fucking.
Okay, let's just play this out the way that I am thinking of it. First of all, the backstory, the history. I worked with the Serpent's Cloak, and I learned as much as I could from this individual. So to a degree, we are amicable. However, they also double-crossed me, and they tried to use me as bait when they were trying to steal something that I think is quite interesting to us. Something I wish to find out. What was that artifact? And we're going to have to see if we can find out that information.
So between 1 and totally fucked, it's like a moderately fucked?
Well, let's add on to that. Then, I then can get in contact with someone else in a different city. Yeah. They ask me to do something. And it goes horrendously wrong. And they ate me. They really did test me from this point on. So
they ate you?
They hate. I cannot get my H's out.
I heard that as well.
I cannot get my H's out, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I thought they took some bites out of you or something. That's cool. No, continue.
They really did test me.
You can take the cat out of Drymere, but you can't take Drymere out of the cat.
Absolutely not. So, they were using it as sort of a test. I failed it, but also, I think that the way that they were asking us to do stuff, well, let's just say their morals, I don't think were, in the right lines. I also think it is possibly a factor of simple misunderstanding. We may well be aligned if we can all just put all of this under the bridge. So, I think we are between a 5 and an 8, in all seriousness, because...
Wait, 5 and a 8 or a hate? 5 and a hate or 5 and an 8?
Great question.
Incredibly, I actually did mean an 8. Wheat.
So this is so confusing. When you use the H, is it when you want to eat something or when you want to count? I don't understand this rule.
Sorry, wheat is 8 in Drymerian.
I thought we were making bread.
Well, there is that as well. This is just so enlightening to all of you. So, look, I think it is important that we are on very thin ice. Extremely thin. Let us hope that we can use the diplomatic solution.
Always diplomatic.
As you all discuss this then, Lex is pulling his... Lex is pulling his duster coat on. I'm not sure what you were all doing last night, but it seems like the whole group's in chaos. Like, The stone's telling me all sorts of crazy stuff.
Lex, please bring us back in.
Well,
Bring us back in. Look,
totally
Yeah,
chill, Lex.
sort this out, Lex. First, we need a plan, and we need you to devise it right now, Lex.
Get us
no,
back on
I
the
need
track,
I need
dude.
to
We
I
have been
need
off
Lex
the
to keep us on
for,
track. I know what we need to do,
We're
but
following Jewel.
that is correct, and we are making sure. Lex, listen to what I am saying, because I know you're going to listen. We do not want to cause any further damage. We do not want to be. We do not want to attack first. We want this to be as best a diplomatic solution.
Yeah, you hear that, Lex? Diplomatic.
What did you all do in Dryad's
you,
Gate,
like-
and why do I feel concerned?
We did not do anything in Dryad's Gate, but this lot drank about
We
half a
fucking
tavern's
ran.
worth.
Dryad's Gate
Dude,
was
everybody
sick.
knows the name, dude. 2 cities down,
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like 10 to go. I don't know how many cities are in Enoweth. Like, fucking.
I don't know.
12,
That's great.
something
Jewel,
like
shall we go?
Yes,
Represented, dude.
let's go. Right, you two follow. Come on.
Yeah. Okay.
And Lex, with the flair of just the coolest person going, like totally un-Lex and logical, just grabs a rope and fucking abseils down and lands, and then realizes it's only 2 feet down to the dock, and it sort of lands and it's like, yeah, okay, that was anticlimactic.
Jewel will jump off and then go. Lex, do you mind getting Cog out? Cog is probably going to need to keep an eye on me.
Did you say getting cock out? No, cog.
I heard cock too.
They have beer in their ears at the moment.
Let's just do what we got to do, and we need to get to the Crystalline Isle. So let's sort this out.
You are going to need to have Cog look out for me because you lot are going to lose me very quickly. And just puts a hood up and then walks behind, one of the dock workers and just disappears.
Does the old lamppost trick? The old lamppost?
Jewel,
Beautiful.
I've lost her. I've lost Jewel.
Cog.
Okay.
Cog.
Oh, Cog. No, fucking come down. Find Jewel.
But Lex,
And then Cog
plan
just
is to
starts
follow
to
Jewel.
and flutters over the top of Jewel, where Cog can see sort of through the not illusion, but has a slightly
He's
better
got true
perception
sight, so he
as
can
a
basically just find
aerial
me.
vehicle. And just begins to flutter off, but does it in sort of circles so it doesn't look obvious. And Lex just looks to the party. Follow the Modron.
do you have a drone permit for this place, Lex?
Yeah, let's go. And Lex just carries on walking and follows Cog.
As we're walking along.
Very good.
As we're walking along, I pull up to Aegeus and I say, man, that was wild last night. That whole energy in that pub was rocking for a while, dude. You had us literally. Oh, that was one of our good ones. That was one of our fucking. That's up there. It's got to be in the top 10.
Dude, the crowd really, really loved the Callum's One-Eyed Trouser Trout. They really, really, really were about that tune. They like.
That was
I
a sick one.
It was crazy to me that the bar staff were singing that. Do you know? Like that felt very surreal.
Yeah.
I think realistically, I had an idea, Kevin. I'll just kind of throw this idea out there too.
And I got something too, but you go.
Okay, yeah, totally. So my idea is, I think every place we go, we should hit up like at least one tavern while we're there. And like if
Just
I
shake
can
it up.
jam out like I did. No, it's not about shaking up. It's about spreading the word. Imagine you are us, right? Imagine you are us, and we're dealing with these shadow entities that we keep hearing rumors about. Now pause. Now imagine you're them, right? And then they start hearing
I am
rumors
us, though.
of the planar detective agency taking over cities. Imagine how scary it would be if you're like, oh, we're the big rumor guys that are like scaring everyone with our presence and fucking with stuff, and then suddenly people are like, yo, have you heard of the Planar Detective Agency? The like these guys that are like everywhere and everyone's singing songs about Callum's one-eyed trouser trout. Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is
it's powerful, dude. It's powerful. I hear what you're saying. I think that's a good, like, let's bring it up in the exec meeting, dude, because I think that's got legs.
I agree.
I really do.
I
Where the fuck has the corporate talk come from this week? Where the fuck has it all come from? I just love the fact that Lex is following Cog, who's following Jewel, and these two are having this like still hungover, drunk conversation as they're walking through a town, not saying anything. They're walking through a foreign town, like just phenomenal.
Yeah, dude. I think that's all. Dude, also, like, I'm not sure if you noticed.
What was your thing?
Yeah, no, like, like two things really, like real quick. Did you see Takami like at all? Like, there was so many people, and she was back, way back. Did you like how she was looking at you, man? Like, I don't know if you saw her. That's all I'm asking.
Dude, at one point, I mean, like, I was at least 7.5 ales deep. You know, a couple of shots of whatever that whiskey Callum was sucking on, and you know, definitely a, you know, bump of something that one of the other band members behind me gave me. But I'll say this, I'm pretty sure she winked at me at one point. I'm pretty sure she winked at me across the room.
Dude, this is what I want to tell you. Like, she definitely, like, whether she winked or not. Okay, first of all, let me just leave that aside, because I think she does like have, like, of course she has something. She's here, dude. She's here, but I don't think Takami.
Is this the thing that you were wanting to tell me?
No. Yes. Let me fucking say it.
Okay. Sorry. I'm just go. Yeah.
No. She's never had a fucking friend, so she has like trust issues, dude. Like, she's never had a fucking real friend. Like, she doesn't know what friends are. Like, she thinks friends are like transactional things. Like, you do something for someone because you like expect something back, or that type. Like, it's something weird, dude. It's not like how we have. It's not like a real.
Is
like,
that?
Yeah.
Not. Oh.
Yeah. And I elbow him across the face like that. Shut the fuck up.
Who hits a skeleton?
Callum chimes
daylight?
up.
Asshole.
See, darling, it's no fun when somebody fucking hits you in the face.
Ooh, Callum. Ooh, if I. Ooh.
No. But look, let's catch up to them.
You're lucky you're my favorite.
I'm just telling you, dude. Like, she might need just a little more thought in how you approach like emotional stuff, because I think there's not a lot of trust there. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not, I'm not a fucking expert, man.
No. I mean, like, dude, out of all of us, dude, you're the one with a ring on your finger out of all of us. Like, you know, like Jewel has a ring on her tail, but I don't think that's a marriage thing, you know.
So,
you know.
No ring yet, dude. No ring.
Yeah, I know, but you know what I mean, metaphorically. Look, I've got an idea. And Edgius will walk over to Takami, who is kind of like inspecting a piece of fruit from a stall, I imagined in my head. And Edgius will be like, nice choice. That's ripe. It's very ripe.
It's an apple. As I drop shit on the floor.
Did you drop something? Was that you or me? Did I drop that? Or was that you?
I think one of the coins fell out of your boot.
Shit. Edgius will reach down and slide one of the coins back in his boot as it came out the toe hole that has emerged from his boot after months of wearing the same boots and not having changed them.
We should really get those. Like, we saw Gibby. He could have repaired those. Instead, you literally spent 90 minutes talking his ass off. Priorities?
You are my priority. Sir, I would like to pay for this wonderful person's very ripe and fresh, delicious apple with a boot coin.
Sorry, this has come out of your boot.
Huh? What?
You said this has come out of your boot?
Edgius tries his
Just
absolute
fucking
hardest
pay the
to
man,
let the
for
fucking-
God's sake.
Do you know what he's saying? I don't know what he's. And Edgius
You said
will
the coin
pull
came
that
out of your
one
boot,
little
now just
coin.
pay the fucking man. God damn it. At this point,
Here,
Jewel, you notice a particular shop, which is a herbalist or an apothecary of sorts. And the reason you notice it is because there is a small symbol that you weren't expecting,
But was
built into the symbology and the all up board of this particular apothecary, and it's called the River Mist Apothecary. Fuck me, that's a hard word. And there is a vague depiction of the symbol of the serpent's cloak within there, and you sort of duck into that shop. As Takami then goes to Edges. Edges, fucking pay the man. Look, Lex is going into that shop over there.
Edgius will fumble the coin and just kind of like throw it at the guy, and then be like, "I came over to say that you're the priority. Okay, let's go." And Edgius will just like kind of walk away from her.
Takami's just there like, what the fuck do I do with that? Thanks for the apple, and fucks off, and follows, and the whole group, you sort of all enter into the shop, and an elven female sort of walks up, and there's sort of a very airy vibe to her. Welcome to River Mist Apothecary. How may I help you?
Good. Is it morning? Afternoon here?
It's about mid-afternoon now.
Good afternoon.
Good day.
I was lovely shop you have here. I was wondering if I might be able to find an old an acquaintance here. Might you know the bollocks? I've forgotten his name now.
Cassian Vale.
That's the one. I don't know whether the name Cassian Vale means anything to you.
At this point, her eyes narrow and her hands sort of go to her sort of her stomach area for a minute, and then she looks down, she looks up at you. Indeed. Cassian's been expecting you. You hear a click as the door shuts behind you and locks, and then she just grins. Very foolish of you to enter in here. And she takes a step back as gas fills the room. I need everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw at disadvantage.
Ooh. Question.
Yes.
Is the skeleton affected by inhalation things?
I'm in this instance. I am going to say yes, because
Cool.
he has been affected by everything else this episode, including imbibing alcohol. So
Yeah,
true,
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fair and accurate point. Guys, this is why you need a gem like Matt, because he brings you back to the ground in a way that is so vitally important for
Con
continuity of
saving
your
throw.
character.
Yeah.
con saving throw. Yeah.
Con
18.
saving throw.
18.
Oh.
Oof. Lex rolled a nat one.
Oof.
Oh. God. Night night, Lex.
Oh, I'm right with him. I'm right with Lex.
Oh no.
I've crit
Okay.
failed as well. Crit failed as well.
Fuck. Sakens.
Callum rolled a 12.
15 for Edgius. Do you
15?
want me to roll for Takami, Matt?
I've rolled for Takami.
Cool.
She rolled an 11. Jewel, you rolled
Go
a
18.
18. all of you fall unconscious.
Oh.
What? What was the fucking save?
Oh,
20
it
was
smells.
the save for that
Smells
one.
like
I would have had to get
salt.
a natural
Salt.
20.
Indeed.
Salt.
That was a high one. You all come to sort of... Callum's there just sort of... I wasn't planning on a second hangover today. Why am I chained to a chair?
Why
And
are
Lex
you
is
chained to a
just sort of...
chair? Wait, why am I chained to a
Lex's
chair
eyes
too?
open. You're all sat and chained to a chair, and you're in this dark chamber that is lit by these lanterns that burn with this ghostly green flame. The room, apart from yourselves and one cloaked figure, is empty. And the cloaked figure sort of pulls their hood back. I wondered how long it would take for you all to arrive here. Especially what happened last time, Joel. Get my fucking words out in a minute. It was foolish of you to enter my city. And with such extravagance.
As you can tell, we were not hiding.
No, and it made it all the easier to capture you. And you see, now I need you all. And I need you all here. Because that little trinket jewel has shown me so much. So very much. And so you're all here to witness the birth of my new order, I guess. I'm going to take the Serpent's Cloak by storm, and I am going to take it to whole new heights, thanks to the very power jewel that you gave me. So
I
witness.
gave you? You stole it
Well.
and left me to bear your crimes.
Yeah, stop blaming Jewel for your shit.
Yeah, you're a bit overrated right now, dude. You're talking a lot. Know who you're talking
I
to.
do love the chatty ones. Listen, it's quite possibly you're all going to die here, so frankly I don't care. But, I did want you to all witness this. After all, the pendant showed me so much, but the triumvirate, they've shown me so much more. And they wanted you to know that your journey ends here.
Is he wearing the pendant? Sorry.
He is wearing the pendant.
He is.
It's around his neck. But what you notice now is where it was this sort of onyx gem, there is this greenish glow to it now.
He's not very independent. He sounds like he's pretty dependent on fucking these three people.
Cassian Vale stands there, and to describe Cassian Vale to everybody else that's not seen him before, as I pull out, where is that gone? That one. Oh my god, everything's just stopped working for me. But you see an individual in sort of dark, figure-hugging clothes and this hood that is now pulled back. There is a rapier at their side, which is the hilt of which is adorned with sort of silver filigree. He's a tall, lean, half-elf individual, this sharp jawline, these piercing green eyes. Chestnut or dark chestnut hair that is pulled back into this neat ponytail emphasizes those high cheekbones, this smooth olive skin, and as I say, dressed in these dark form-fitting clothes. He has this air of charm, yet calculating and devious attitude. And he looks around the room. You know, I never would have discovered this place beneath this city without all of you.
You know, I'm quite surprised that you have not been working together, the Serpent's Cloak and What does he say? The tri. I can't remember what he said.
Triumvirate.
I'm sure.
The triumvirate jewel. The triumvirate.
I'm surprised the triumvirate and the Serpent's Cloak has not been working together all along.
I'm sorry, Jewel. You mistaken. What makes you think we haven't been?
Then you want to just take over the Serpent's Cloak now? Why?
Because now I have the means to gain the power. And with that, he touches that gemstone and just speaks words in this strange, dark language.
Can Jewel try? I realise this may not work. Can she try and Misty Step out of the bindings?
Yeah, can I try to work my way out of my bindings as well?
So, Cavan, I'm going to ask you to make me a strength check.
Yep.
Jewel, where would you like to Misty Step to?
Behind him.
Very good.
Nice.
Edges?
Is his chanting fucking nice move, Jewel. I would when I see Jewel Bamf, I will probably do the same in a second. But I would love to know whether the chanting that he's doing sounds similar to that of which we heard in the church in Union City from all the people as we were going through that, because there was a shit ton of chanting that sounded very when we were doing that stuff. So is it the same dialect?
Make me a straight intelligence check, please, Edges.
Well, darling, I'm not sure Edges could make a straight one, but we'll see.
What's our inspiration worth these days? Is that a reroll or is that just another die?
It is essentially advantage on a roll, yeah.
If you need it.
Cool. I'm gonna use it.
That's an 18, Matt.
An 18. There's something familiar about it. Whether it's the same as that in the cathedral, maybe not, but in your mind, something definitely triggers.
Is it the chanting that fucking Klein was doing when I was at the fucking stone circle?
It is indeed.
Oh, you bad boy.
Yeah. Oh, we're fucked,
In this
guys.
moment,
GG,
then,
it's
Edgius,
been great, guys.
as you sit there and realise, Jewel, you do manage to Misty Step, and you appear behind him, and he just... And you realise at this moment there is a rapier pointed at your heart. You're not quite quick enough.
I don't care. I'm still going to try and grab the pendant.
I will make me an acrobatics check, please.
I'm gonna gesture to Callum and be like, "Go!" and be like, "Bamf!" and almost gesture to flank him, and then I'm gonna turn to Cavan. Matt, is it also safe to assume from what he just said that it's pretty safe to assume that Mara's been playing us for the last X amount of time as a member of the Serpent's Cloak? Is it safe to...
Mara's not a member of the Serpent's Cloak.
Opposite of the Serpent's Cloak.
Wait, I thought she had the...
She is a member of the Silent Order of Sithera. She's got a...
She's literally the opposite of the Serpent's Cloak.
The syphilis order, I forgot.
Fucking hate you all. In this moment then, as Callum sort of, his head's just there like, what? Sorry, and Callum's just totally out of it. Lex is there sort of pulling at the bindings, and Takami's there with pure panic on her face as well. With the rapier pointed at your heart, just sort of in a left hand, sort of not quick enough, and touches that gemstone once more. And as he touches that gemstone, behind you, you realise in this onyx stone wall which surrounds this chamber, that onyx stone becomes inky shadow, which begins to swirl.
Fuck me.
And as he points that rapier and just presses it in a little bit, oh, this is going to be so much fun, and speaks a language again this dark language, and you see this giant claw as a draconic body crawls its way through this inky portal and fills this chamber, and then roars. And you see before you what looks like a red dragon, but twisted, malevolent. And the red dragon just sort of scurries forward and fills the chamber, and then turns upon you all, and Cassian Bale just laughs. But in that moment, there's a streak of energy that just catches Cassian Bale.
Can I use
And out of that same portal steps a figure clad in black and silver armor. A figure with a long sword and a shield. A shield that is depicted with, or has depictions of, ravens all over it. This finely made longsword, plate armor, crafted. All looks like it's been crafted by the same hand, all decorated with ravens, and this black cloak made of raven feathers, a thick leather belt with this heavy iron buckle that securely fastens his weapon to his waist, even though it's drawn, and he steps out with this stern expression. The son of Regman returns. As Ottoman, son of Regman, steps out of the portal, but not alone. A second figure steps out. An orc with red skin and black hair that is shaved at the sides and tied into a warrior's bun with 2 sticks sticking out. There's no tusks, but just a goatee and no beard. The irises, this shade of white, tattoos covering the tops of their left and right arms. No armor. He is wearing armor, but you imagine these tattoos carry across the top of the shoulders. He wears this black and red breastplate that almost looks like some form of demonic. Wears these leather wristbands and checkered trousers with these metal greaves. And there's a white cowl that comes over his shoulders. There is a finely crafted short sword with a white blade and a white shield, which he holds and carries out, and this small little rat on their shoulder. And then within the portal itself, a third inky, shadowy figure just almost pauses there. As Ottoman looks to you all.
We know you!
I invited you to find the King Killer. Let us fell this beast and find him once more. And that, my friends, is where we are going to finish tonight's episode as we launch into episode 71 in a couple of weeks with 3 guest stars.
Yeah!
Boy. So Fletch from the Eldritch Press will be back as Ottoman, son of Regman. We have got Josh from Roll Together, who will be playing Garnet, our Red Orc individual, and Abby from Trade and Tested, who will be playing an as yet undiscovered player as well, who will be the third member joining this epic party as we face a corrupted red dragon of sorts and one Cassian Vale in the depths of Elinor. So do not miss episode 71 in a couple of weeks. But first, of course, Dave, we need to go into episode 2 of Monster of the Week. Is there anything you want to say about that, my friend?
What am I going to say about it? I hope that everyone enjoyed episode 1. This is going to be a very sort of... the way that we're running Monster of the Week is very much inspired by Supernatural. What we are doing is following a mini-series, a story where the heroes are going to find what is causing all of the random things that are happening around their area, and they may find that it has much greater potential than just a couple of incidents. So episode 2 is going to lead them further down this investigation and find yet more foes and more questions as they try and find out what on earth is going on. Do please join us. It is an amazing system, rule set that I think we're all enjoying, and I think it's going to be a great another episode to follow on from episode 1. If you haven't seen episode 1, go and watch that one so that you know and understand where these characters are in their story.
Very good. Well, with that being said, yes, please come and join us for episode 2 of Monster of the Week. It will be a lot of fun, as yes, I get to be the father figure to the Goth Ward, which is an interesting dynamic. So check out that. But yes, very much looking forward to welcoming.
God.
really looking forward to welcoming Fletch back to stream as well, and of course welcoming Josh from Roll Together for the first time on stream, and Abby from Trade and Tested, all of which who have been a big part of Malt and Magic over the last few weeks and years and months and all of that in between. Tom, Bodhi, anything else you want to say?
Dude, I can't wait to actually have a conversation with Fletch's character so that I can ask him some fucking questions. Just so many fucking questions for that motherfucker. Dear God, and Matt, phenomenal job, dude. Great shit. Looking forward to getting tortured by a dragon and a person with a necklace. This sounds great.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot of fun. Tom, anything from yourself, buddy?
No, just in Cavan's voice. Is that all you guys got? Because we're the Planar Detective Agency, and we get add up all kinds of shit, so we ain't afraid.
There we go.
The last thing from Jewel is she takes all of this chaos to try and steal that necklace, and I will let you play that out in the start of next episode.
There we go. Well, Jewel's going to try and steal the onyx necklace then. Very good. Well, with those final moments then, and that being said, I am very much excited for episode 71. But this has been episode 70, Serpents and Shadows of Malt and Magic Campaign 2. We have been the cast and crew of Malt and Magic. This has been the Planar Detective Agency arc. We look forward to seeing you next week for Monster of the Week. But with that, stay safe, we love you all, and we'll see you next time.